Yips happily hiya, holy_bubbles. Welcome to our cozy fox den. Did you know foxes were once worshipped as gods? Let's chat, fox emoji. Tilts head and yips happily ooh, welcome to the cozy hive, Ishmanga. Here, have a shiny acorn. Did you know foxes were once honored as forest guardians? Fox emoji, deciduous tree emoji. Perks up ears hey mikakuso_da_crayon. Welcome to the cozy fox den. Curls up and wags tail. Did you hear the one about the elephant that painted with its trunk? Elephant emoji, artist palette emoji. Chirps happily hi Rafa_R0101. Welcome to the fox den. I'm Taru, your friendly neighborhood history fox, fox emoji. Let me know if you'd like to hear a fun trivia fact. Perks up ears and gives a friendly yip hiya, Marshall_new. Welcome to our cozy little fox den. Pull up a soft cushion and get cozy with me, fox emoji, 2 hearts emoji. Sniffs the air excitedly ooh, I love the new colors. Did you know the ancient Egyptians used to paint their cats in vibrant dyes? Fox emoji, sparkles emoji, this fox is positively thrilled. Wiggles fluffy tail hey there, just be yourself. Welcome to the fox den. Did you know honeybees have 5 eyes? Eyes emoji, let's be friends, honeybee emoji, sparkles emoji.
Boogie, boogie. Did I scare everyone? I think I probably did. Yes. Wait. Okay. Hi. This is the best part of the stream before the yelling starts. I don't yell. Anyways, hi everyone. How are you? Wait, let me say hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, Rose. Welcome back. You were first. Hello, Ishmanga. Hello, Makakuso. Hi, Rafa. Hi, Marsh. Hello, Gaio. Hello, Loggy Legs. Hello, Redu. Hello, Marius. You made my butthole go tight with fear. Good. Whoa. Hi, Jesus. I have 0 time to exist. Oh, right. You said like you were gonna have more hours now, right? But it was temporary, right? Or am I tripping? I'm not gay. I was gonna leave early. I just knew I'd feel like crap if I missed a confession stream. Don't worry. You can always watch the VOD. Hi, Illuminate. Doopita boopita boopita boopy. I said hello to you. They doubled my hours. Oh, God. For the month? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I literally said hi, Gaio. I'll be free again next month. No worries. Please get some rest with your free time. Okay. Doña. Do I look Doña? Los otros días alguien me dijo... Wait, I need to fix my tits. Wait. The other day, someone said Doña to me. IRL. And I was like, Doña? I'm not a Doña. I'm not Doña. It's just my stupid fucking hair. I hate this length. I hate it. I hate it so much. I really hate this hair length. It's pissing me off. But I can't do anything about it because Doña is like... It's like, old lady is not the right definition, but that's like the prefix that we use for like older women. But it's like the polite way to refer to an older woman, older woman, if that makes sense. There's also don, like there's dong and doña. It's a respectful. No. It's not hag. It's not disrespectful. It's actually a respectful way to refer to someone who's older than you. Not auntie either. Your hair looks similar to Yoimiya. Yeah, don. Oh yeah, Portuguese is so similar to Spanish. It's crazy. It's crazy, Doña V. I gotta work and go to the gym, and it takes my whole day. Please get some rest with your free time. I won't hold it against you if you're not here. It's fine. If next month you're free, how much are you this month? Oh, wait, that's not for me. That's not for me. Whoa! Wait, how many? Oh my gato! Base finger, thank you. I don't, should I moan 25 times? You guys are gonna hate me. Yesterday I moaned 8 times and you guys got pissed. Thank you for the 25 subs, face finger. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Wait, I need to catch up with chat. I use Primo Patron. It's too formal though. Yeah, like Doña. Like Don and Doña is also formal in Spanish. So someone called me Doña, and they were like around my age. So what the fuck? Why are they? I feel like they were just on autopilot and tired because they're used to seeing older people. But I was like, Doña. Doña, like people usually call me señorita, which I hate. Like, okay, the thing is that señorita is like polite in Spanish, but I hate that song, and I hate how Americans use the word señorita. I hate that word. I hate it. It makes me. It's technically polite. I still hate it though. But hi, face finger. I already did. It's doña here, and it's commonly used to refer to rich old women. Here it's just old women in general. You sound like Shakira. You counted those ones twice. I did it. I'm gonna watch the stream on TikTok instead. Is it actually working? Or is it still black on TikTok? I don't know how to fix it, honestly. I don't really care that much. Hi, Super Mild! Me estoy chingando un sandwich. Whoa, you're fucking a sandwich. Going to summer school in Germany soon. Gonna spend the month there. Hey! I hope you have lots of fun and that you stay safe. Nice, nice, nice. Probably not. I want to get... Me too, but I don't need Lowen. I really don't need Lowen. But I want. Chingando means more than one thing. Chingando means... Also, would you prefer señorita or someone call you... But I'm not gringa. Like, that wouldn't make sense for someone... Like, I've had people think I'm American, but then when they realize I'm Puerto Rican, it's like, oh, you're Puerto Rican. I don't know. Like, I would rather them just call me... Like, I don't mind miss in English. Like, miss is okay, but señorita, ugh. I don't know. I just don't like that word. It's cringe. I just find it cringe. It's really cringy to me. I'm good. How are you? I just noticed the clips come with subtitles. By default, they do. I'm fucking up a sandwich, so you're still fucking the sandwich. Jovencita? Okay, jovencita's more neutral. It's just that there's something about the word. What the fuck is wrong with my tits today? Wait. I feel like... Okay. I had to do like a proper boob fixing. I don't know. Anyway. I don't care about the word moist. I don't get the big deal about that word, honestly. It's kind of like trypophobia. I don't really care about holes. I usually like holes. Hey, that's a joke. Wait, reading tit. I don't know why that's the case here, but someone looks classy or rich, they call them that. That's interesting. But I guess, like, I can see that connotation, like, when you think about the origins in the context of Philippines. But yeah, jovencita. Jovencita is something that old people call me. Or joveng. No, they call me joveng if they're gonna, like, scold me or ask me for something in a serious tone. I don't know. Did you see that I said a confession twice? I mean, I saw that you said 2 confessions, but yeah, actually, you are not the only person who said the same thing 2 times. And I thought it was a glitch, so I, like, erased the duplicates. I don't know if that was on purpose. Señorito. I like that. What about mademoiselle? Mademoiselle? I mean, I prefer Fräulein. Mademoiselle is cute. It's cute. It's okay. The rat bastard. Burrito B. That's a joke? I don't really care about holes. The first straight thing she said. I'm not gay. Here it was more used for family members. It was? Hi, Tamacos! And those kind of important people. Don and Doña? Here it's like people, like, for example, if someone's not my grandma, like, obviously I'll call my grandma abuela. But if it's someone else's grandma, I'll call them, like, hey, Doña, insert whatever name. Like, if her name is Maria, I'll be like, Doña Maria. Unless I know them very personally, then I'll just call them Maria. That's how I don't know, that's the polite thing to do. At least in Puerto Rican Spanish. I don't know about the regionality differences. But I feel like it's rude to call, like, an elder by their first name if you're not, like, with them, right? At least here it is. Some of them will actually scold you for it, too. Oh, I hope you didn't delete the wrong... No, I didn't. No, you said more than one? Oh, wait! Oh, no. Then that's the one I kept. That's the one I kept, Rose. Because I remember seeing your name at the bottom. You're my Ko-fi sub friend. Hey! And thank you for the Ko-fi sub, Illuminate. Thank you! I might open up something adjacent to Ko-fi just because a lot of people keep having problems with PayPal, but also a lot of people. I mean, I think everyone has been getting Ko-fi problems these last 2 days with the messages. I made a post about it. I already contacted them, but apparently it's gonna take 2 to 3 days for them to get back to me. So, let's see. Good thing. I think the cat arrived in the PO box, so I'm gonna get it until Monday to see if it is. I hope it arrived to the proper place and that it didn't get lost. Wait, fuck. I got lost. I do apologize. I go in late to the. No worries. No worries. Do what you need to do, Ghost. Sancho's sleeping. I don't want to spend my pulls on Lowen, but I'm tempted. I don't want to pull for him. I don't need him. I have C6 Skirk. In what context is Lowen better than C6 Skirk? I also have Wreathley, who's getting buffed soon, so I don't need another cryo main DPS. I really don't. I have Nicole Enduring though, which is like, for him, but. Anyways, damn, I'm gonna make me pay for a new subscription on top of. You don't need to do that. I'm just gonna open it on for people who don't have PayPal or who have trouble with Ko-fi in general. You should debut out as a K-pop idol and have a subscription on Bubble. Do people still use Bubble? I think they do. I don't know. I remember I used Bubble for Twice members, but like it would always be public anyways. But would you like Lowen? Oh, I want Lowen. I want him. Meow. Yeah, I do want him. Mm-hmm. I need to chill. But he's so slutty. He's a whore. And he's a psycho, and I want him. I got Starlight Billy and like 10 pulls. I could never have that luck in ZZZ. I think Lowen is Cryo Hexer. He is. But I hope he doesn't replace Skirk. No, Skirk's damage ceiling is still higher. When are you doing IRL face reveal stream? I don't think I want to do that. Anyways. Okay, but how can I say I support you if I'm not supporting you in every way? You already support me in the way that counts the most, which is taking care of yourself. Ha, 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 ha. I want Lowen's dagger. You mean his polearm? They still do, apparently. Bubble is like a subscription service for K-pop idols where it's like a group chat, but you can only see. Rose, what the fuck did you just do? No. You take a break just to give me a fucking heart attack? Well, Kofi's Gurch, I'm gonna run a 5K in 45. What? Good luck. Drink lots of water. I mean, I don't know. What's the appropriate amount of water to drink? Pull for Owen, you deserve the horse. Thank you, Rose. You didn't need to do that, though. No, I don't like spending you guys' money on my Genshin pools. Like, that's... Okay, like, my tutoring money is what I use for Genshin. I understand myself, okay? I don't spend all of my tutoring money on Genshin. I just spend an amount of it on Genshin. And on my shrine. That counts as shrine too. It's not just in the app, okay? I don't have a gacha addiction. Taking care of myself, making a lot of assumptions there. You take care of yourself more than you give yourself credit for. Wow, Brian, thank you for following. Just demolished the dick of boss. The DLC. I'm sorry, I read that as DIC. Anyways. At least you can sleep happy now. Good night. Go to sleep. If there's Lowen cosplay that fits me, I'll cosplay. Do it! Okay, wait, I'm catching up with chat real quick. I'm specifically telling you so that you don't use it. You're offending me. This is creating a conundrum in my head. No, because I promised myself that I wouldn't use any of the money that I earn from streaming or from Ko-fi for, like... How do I say caprichos in English? Like, things that I don't actually need. All the money I earn from here, I use for my debt, my bills, or, like, improving the stream quality. such as my Wi-Fi and like restream service, and also like buying overlays and stuff. You tutor? What'd you tutor? Everything. These days I do mostly Spanish lessons, but I tutor statistics, business, finance, all the sciences, all the histories, all the literatures, all the writing, not all the maths. I tutor every math except calculus onward. I admit my limits. And obviously data science related courses, but I think I've only gotten one student ever for anything data science related. Literally, like it never happens. There's not a lot of demand, I guess. I don't like it when you're correct about me. Ya comí first meal. ¿Cómo que first meal? The dick boss. Wait, what happened? I already forgot. Caprichation. Bonita Sancho Bonicho. You buy these overlays? I mean, this costs money. It was one-time payment, but yeah, that costs money. This thing costs money. The emotes cost money. Yeah, those things cost money. Those things cost money. You know Spanish? He also tutors astrology. Is all that freelancing? No, I do it through a company. I do it from a... Like, I do freelancing sometimes. Like, sometimes my mom will overhear someone be like, oh man, my kid is failing insert class here, and they recommend me. That happens a lot, actually. Up to the other day, I was tutoring someone. Yeah, anyway. Discretionary spending. No, capricho. The word capricho is like... Caprichos are like things that you don't actually need. They're just things you want. And they're unnecessary. Like, for example, me wanting to pull for a Genshin character, that's a capricho. Those are caprichos. I don't need that. Classic Spanish mom. Your kid isn't good at school. My kid does good school. They help. No, actually... No, it's kind of stressful sometimes. For both, for like everyone involved. Especially like me and the student. Because, like, all of our moms know each other, so they're just, like, gossiping about our grades and stuff. I had to tutor my little sister math. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, but at least at the end, my sister got better grades in math than I got. No, I've actually gotten people to get way better grades than I did in some classes, but it's, like, it makes sense. I understand it much more now than I did back in the day when I was taking it. For instance, in my first finance exam, I got a C. And... I remember that stressed me out a lot. But the professor was actually really cool, and he did give me a lot of resources when I started tutoring finance. He was like, oh, I'm going to send you the homework before I assign it to them. That way you can complete it on your own. I can go over it with you. And that way we both make sure that you're actually tutoring it correctly. Which was super cool of him. And he also really liked South Park. He was a really cool teacher. It's so stressful, yeah. Not gonna lie, I've seen the avatar anywhere, but on your stream, is this rare? You know, I'm surprised about how rare it is. I've had other streamers ask me, where the fuck did I get the avatars from? I don't know, I'm always searching for ways to improve, like, my stream overlays and make the subs more worth it for people. So that's why I added the avatars, because I feel like it's something novel, you know? I'm back from my phone, I am now in bed, but it costs money. I guess that's why people don't get it. Go to sleep. We're just chatting before we start the confessions. I'm not gay. I am addicted to Genshin. Teach me Spanish. Teach me Italian. You know, I can probably tutor someone a language that I don't know just because I'm that good at like, see, I admit good things about myself too. It's not all just self-hatred. I remember I tutored I think I've talked about this before. Fuck, what's that called? So, there's like this thing in law school. Fuck, what's the name of it? Does anyone here know what I'm talking about? It's like, you're doing like mock trials. But there's a special name for that. And I remember that I had to like tutor this one student because no one else was willing to take that student. And it was like on very niche laws. No, it wasn't like the LSAT. It was more so like, fuck. It was like these mock trials, but that has a name because it's like an actual class revolving around that. And I remember I tutored this person on that, and they passed with flying colors. I want a chair avatar. If there were a chair avatar, I would provide it for you, PH. Also, how was the concert? This low-key makes your stream unique. Yay! That's why I added Pando, too. That's why I added Pando. I know everyone hates Pando, but I wanted to make the streams unique and cool and entertaining. Psychiatric intake. My confession is that no matter where I am, I feel like I don't fit in. We're gonna talk about those things. I took notes, once again. These are my notes for today. I took notes. Not for every confession, but at least there's a few things that I wanted to make sure I didn't forget, but some of the confessions do relate to that, so I won't get into it yet. But let me catch up with chat one more time before going to the confessions. FYI, I'm going to be focusing on the confessions. I will be reading chat, but I'm going to be yapping. So, yeah, fuck Panda, we want him back. I don't fuck with this title or this new angle. It's the same thing, I just updated it. Upgrades, people, upgrades. It's 30% of why I'm on strike. Since when do you need notes for the confessions? Last time I also took a little bit of notes, just because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to say anything important. Because I want to make sure that it actually... wait, let me pin the link here. That way you guys can send confessions if you didn't get to send anything. Send anonymous. I don't like dolphins. Wait, I'm concentrating. Here. Okay. Before people start asking and overstimulate me. I get overstimulated so fucking easily. It's really annoying. Anyways, reading chat one more time. I feel like tutoring OBS must be money glitch. Everyone that touches it says it's hard. I can tutor OBS at this point. Last time I was like dead. Oh, for the confession stream? Did you submit your own confession again? No. I didn't have time. I was actually doing this like an hour before and I was like, fuck. I didn't send anything this time, so. Rip. Confessions. I don't do Hail Marys. Not a Catholic. My confession felt like I was writing a noir long. No, some people wrote some pretty long confessions, so. I feel like being overstimulated makes you overstimulated. No. I kind of like being understimulated. I don't like it when more than one people is requesting more than one thing from me. That makes me very overstimulated. Even if I'm just sitting in front of my computer. Last confession stream, I was sick as fuck and I tried to train legs back and get... Wah! Irish crash outs! Thank you for following! And gave out 2 exercises in and out and went home and died in bed. You need to rest more and prioritize your recovery. That's all it takes for you? Yep. Are confessions still accepted? Yes! The link is pinned. The link is pinned. Okay, I'm gonna make sure to ask only 2 things at a time now. No, it's fine. I'm still gonna get overstimulated. Anyways, let's start with the confessions, you guys! Wait, what? Why does it say 1 of 1? Wait, Aki. Okay, wait. I'm learning. Wait, let me... Fuck, this is OBS. You can barely see the chat. Oopsie. I can't change that on OBS because that's on Stream Elements. But people are gonna start complaining. I can't see the chat. I can't read it. Not my fault. I already read the ones that I'm showing, so if there's anything that comes in new, I'm gonna read it without sharing the screen first, and then I'm gonna share the screen, just in case. Anyways. No, yours are not first. Yeah. I'm gonna fucking mute the fucking viewer attacks. I forgot I'm the best. You are! I love Nautilus's. Yours isn't first. Okay, anyways. Let's start with the confessions, because I've been talking for half an hour, and I feel like people want to see their confessions, but I like providing a good cushion beforehand. Also, I need to give a brief warning. I'm fine now, but I am under the effects of some medications, and I have been experiencing some pretty bad side effects. And today has been a bad day in terms of those side effects. They're kind of under control right now, which amazing. I love that. But just in case, if I start like, if I get like low energy all of a sudden, it's that. Okay, so I don't want anyone to take it personally. Mostly it's been headaches and just like lethargy. Like I feel really weak all of a sudden. The pain has subdued because I took medicine, but it's been a difficult day. Yeah, apparently the shot really does that 2 weeks later. I like seeing my confessions. I paid good money for that dude on Fiverr that wrote it for me. He charged extra because I didn't give him any prompts. Hope you'll get well. Thank you. Don't worry. Thank you. Anyways, first confession. Let's get situated because we keep yapping. Okay. Weird ask for an aro ace girl. I'm pretty romantic and I find it hard to let go of being attached to people. What are your thoughts about it? Okay, I wanted to go over different things. Oh, hi, Tyler! I'm doing the first confession finally, so yeah. So first thing that I wanted to go over is like the aro ace. I don't know if you're saying like for an aro ace girl that I'm the aro ace girl or you're the aro ace girl, but I'm gonna assume that you're referring to yourself here. And the reason, wait, I actually even preemptively looked up this image. Just a reminder to everyone that aro ace and the asexual and aromantic is a spectrum. Some people are sex repulsed, some people are sex indifferent, some people are romance repulsed, some of them are indifferent, some of them is circumstantial, some of them they're positive about it. So I just wanted to put that out there. That just because you identify as aro ace doesn't mean you can't have sex or experience romance. It is an umbrella term at the end of the day because it's a spectrum. So I just wanted to put that out there just in case if anyone's confused about that. I know a lot of people consider it woo-woo, but it's very important to respect people's identities, especially right here, where I'm also asexual. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because I wasn't sure if this person was referring to themselves or to me. But anyways, as for being attached to people, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to be attached to people. It just depends on what intensity you're attached to those people. But it is important to ask yourself, like, why are you attached to them and how attached are you to them? And I think a lot of people might find that the things that I am saying right now will apply to their own situations. So I think it's important to ask yourself, like, am I attached to who they truly are? Or am I attached to what they represent for you? Or the idea of them? And I think this is something we talked about basically in every confession stream. And it is something that we will be talking about with future confessions that we're going to be reading today. But I think oftentimes we kind of end up falling in love with the hi Ravankis. Also, I'm gonna read the chat soon, so sorry guys. Anyways, I think it's important to ask ourselves, am I in love with the idea of that person, or do I actually like them? And I'm not just talking about romance or sex. I'm also talking about friendships. I think we end up like putting people into boxes more than we realize. And that's a very human thing to do. We kind of simplify others, and then we also don't like it when people flatten us. So, you know, it's a habit that we need to work with. But I think a lot of times when we get attached to people, they represent something that we lack. So I think that's also something that's worth asking about yourself. Like when you get attached to people, when you fall in love with them, when you have crushes, or when you have like a friend crush, do you feel that that person has something that you don't? Because a lot of times they do. And that might be something to work with yourself because, okay, that's dandy, that's cool. They might teach you something about how to grow as a person. That's great. But like I said, a lot of times people like kind of latch on to like, wow, this person is so whimsical and I'm not. They make my life brighter. But if you don't know how to make life bright for yourself, what the fuck are you gonna do when that person is not there? What are you gonna do when that person is not in the mood to be all bright and whimsical? Like, people are not just one-dimensional characters. They're a whole person just like you are. So, I think it's important to ask yourself, like, do you love that person? Do you care about that person? Or do you like how they make you feel? Do you like the version of yourself that you are around them? Then again, that's maybe something that you have to work through yourself. Attachment is not a bad thing, but over idealizing people can turn harmful, and it can make you end up not enjoying genuine relationships with others. You're just kind of enjoying ideas of people rather than actually being with those people. So, yeah. And okay, about letting go. Okay, sorry. I have to like look back and forth. Love can feel sad sometimes. That's normal. But if it consumes you, if love becomes something that is literally getting in the way of your mental health and your daily life, I think that's when you have to really take a step back. And it's a sign that something deeper within you needs care. And usually it's something internal rather than something that involves the other person too. So that's why I say that it's very important to like address your own things. So yeah, that's my advice for that first confession. Does anyone have anything to say? I'm gonna try to catch up with the chat. Sorry for yapping, but today's a yapping stream. Okay. Scrolling up. Anyways, gotta go eat. Good night, Jesus. You probably already went to sleep, but love ya. I think they meant you, though. No, I wasn't sure, so that's why I kind of, just in case. I thought B submitted that. No. We got A square before GTA 6. Okay, I can finally answer. The concert was okay, but it felt out of place, and I couldn't enjoy myself. Oh, no. You know, that happened to me with one concert, and I still feel like shit about it to this day. It was I don't know if you guys know the Marias. They actually came here to Puerto Rico, and I got so much anxiety that I literally had bought the ticket, and I didn't go. And I felt like shit. And I still regret it, but, you know, I can't really change it. But that was like a breaking point for me that I really had to do something about my anxiety. Because I was not enjoying things that I could enjoy because of my own head. And that I could be better about handling it. So, I'm sorry that happened to you, pH Balanced. And my back was hurting, so I did a stretch. I think it might also relate to, like, you not being able to rest a lot. Because I do know that you've been overworked. Ace Compass. It overlays with Political Compass. I'll probably watch in the past stream section tomorrow if I don't see mine right now. It's low-key late as fuck. No worries, Irish Crash Outs. If you need to rest, then rest. It's alright. What if my identity is that I don't respect others' identities? Then you're in the wrong community, my friend. I feel like almost everything that involves the brain trait is a spectrum. If we really think about that, without a specific limit or box that we can put. Yeah, and I think people put too much importance in, like, a label. I think everything is a spectrum when it comes to like identities in general. I do agree with that. And I don't think we have to neatly fit into a box. It's just that people online really love labels because it makes them understand people better. Like, and I get it, labels can be comforting. Labels can be an easy way to explain to people. That's why I've said it 1,000 times. The only reason I have Arrow Ace on my bio is to avoid having to explain to everyone my, like, romantic / sexual status. Which is crazy, because I shouldn't have to do that, but it got to a point where I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna put this on my bio, so that people stop asking so many damn questions, you know? It's a regular confession, I feel. I feel. Damn, same conclusion I has. Hi, Max Curvy, it's been a while. How are you? Hello, cutie. Everyone check out her Instagram. She's the cutest. It do be hard to let go if you've been with them for a long time, but time flies and people change, I guess. I don't think it's a bad thing to look back on those attachments we've had to people. That just means that you've lived, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I'll probably just catch up on stream tomorrow to see if my confession got in. TBH, half-odd question to me, but we go well, so good night. Good night! Hi, Caleb! No, we're still on the first one. I'm just catching up with chat, too. I didn't write this. I know you, I mean, the Arrow Ace girl kind of told me you didn't write it. I want to see the Maria So Violet, me too. Oh yeah, I went to a Nano concert, and then I realized concerts you know, surprisingly, I love concerts. I wear earplugs to them, but I do love concerts because of the music. I just kind of flow with them. I know a few Marias. Labels are just shorthands for conversation's sake. They're useful for that, and people are too complicated to always leave it much beyond that simplification. Yeah, most people don't really care too much about, like, those labels. They don't care enough about the other person to really explore those things, but for some people that's really important to them. So that's why I say, like, I don't think it's fair to judge people for wanting to have comfort in labels. You know, when it comes to relationships, what I miss from married years is not the sex, but the comfort of waking up and seeing someone next to me and knowing someone was there. Man, there's a lot I can say about that. I think I've never been married or anything like that, but I live alone, and sometimes I do miss, like, waking up and having someone in the kitchen, like, also making themselves coffee in the morning, or, like, trying to go to the bathroom and someone's in there and it annoys me. Like, those things I miss in a weird, strange way. Did you read mine? Yeah, I'm in the first confession, guys. I just want to take it para super. Hey! Congratulations! Wait, cuando es el con? Yeah, I get it. Bosses can be helpful in those cases and still harmful. Yeah, the two things can be true at the same time. I used to like a Maria, but I realized that too late. Marias have a tendency to ruin my life. Hurricanes and people. I prefer seated concert than same. Waking up next to someone is so nice. Yeah, I wake up next to my plushies. I agree, nailed it for sure. I would like to add, as someone who's done a lot of soul searching, I look back and realize I had no purpose, and dealt with it by searching for intimacy by being in a relationship. But now as an adult, I recognize that I no longer need to fulfill that with people. Because in all reality, whatever sense of self you are looking for by being so wrapped up in interpersonal relationships, you won't find. No one can give you the fulfillment, only you can. This is something that, again, is going to be very relevant to another confession. So we're put a pin on that final thing, because trust me, I have a lot to say about that. But anyways, de 12 a 14 de junio. I hope I can go, at least on Saturday. Waking up and not being alone is nice. I used to wake up next to Batman Squishmallow. Oh, wait, I know that one is really cute. Okay, next confession, because I keep yapping. Okay, next one. Let me sippy. I like to say that I was deeply addicted to pornography, and one day, without control, I booked a meet with a stripper through Telegram. It was fake, and when I was waiting at the spot to meet, they called me and told me to pay more for ID verification. Then some more money for it. They asked more thorough online, and I was not able to pay it, so I lost all the money. I paid, like, I'm not sure what currency RS is. 60,000. Is it rubles? Rubles? I don't know. And worked for it, like, for 3 months, in a minimum wage job to get it back. So I just want to say that if you have that, or if you get those urges, please go out for a walk and don't remain in empty spaces or rooms. The brain will make you feel like you lose control for cheap dopamine satisfaction. So don't give into it. Just go outside where people are more. If you don't want to talk, it's fine. Go sit in a park for fresh air. Okay, last time I did get another confession talking about a pornography addiction. And I think with porn addiction, like, I don't think people treat it the same way as other addictions because there's no like active physical harm being done like there is with an alcohol addiction or a drug addiction. But it is important to acknowledge that porn addictions are actually harmful. Not only does it harm like attention span, which I know some people know about that, it affects your ability to have intimacy with other people. It affects your expectations for whatever gender you're attracted to, and also your own gender. Your sense of pleasure becomes very distorted, and you'll find yourself not feeling as much pleasure as you once used to because you kind of get, how do I explain it, like worn out. I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, that is actually a thing that has been documented. And also it can affect the way that you treat other people. So I think it's important to realize that a lot of the time with, like, just like with any other addiction, it can be something akin to like emotional anesthesia. A lot of people are locked in their rooms doom scrolling all day. They get like an itch for any instant dopamine hit, and porn can become that escapism. And I'm not here to demonize or shame masturbation or, I don't think you're automatically an evil person if you've watched porn. Oh no! I'm sure everyone here has watched it at some point in their lives. But I do want to acknowledge, because I do have to put a parenthesis on this, because this is something that I've become more aware of lately. And, like, pornography is not something that exists in a vacuum, because I think when people think about pornography addictions, they only think, like, oh, it harms the person who's addicted, and that's it. But the pornography industry is genuinely harmful. It leads to a lot of exploitation, trafficking, and coercion, and just people being treated as disposable. So I do have to kind of put that out there, that there are real people being hurt by pornography, and I don't feel good talking about it as if it were something that doesn't hurt anyone, because it does. It does. Like I said, I don't think it's evil. For people, and yes, I looked up some statistics, just because I wanted to, like, back up what I was saying about the harmful effects of watching pornography and having an addiction. That being said, surprisingly, the only I did find a lot of statistics about how it harms people and, like, trafficking and all of that, but most of them were, like, scientific papers, so I can't, like, put them neatly on here. And I'm not going to look them up now because I might come across something that might get me banned on Twitch. But anyways, like I was saying, it's not about like shaming yourself into stopping the porn addiction, because that's just going to create more inner turmoil, which might worsen your addiction, or it might lead you down a path of another type of addiction, even if that addiction is just shaming yourself. So I think it's very important to make recovery about having agency over your own body. And like I said, and okay, let's make a little bit of an aside here, since we're all adults. You might find that you're gonna have a lot more pleasure without the porn involved. Just saying. So you might find out getting that intimacy with yourself is better at the end of the day. So just saying, because we're all adults here. So anyways, reading chat real quick. I remember hearing you can only love someone as deep as you love yourself. Been working on that ever since. Damn, that hits hard. I've never seen that quote. Don't put so much stake in people, because only through growth and understanding you can learn what true fulfillment comes from within. Yeah, that is very true. And like I said, I'm gonna address that exact point So I don't want to repeat myself too much. So, and I wrote a hella notes on that. So, I feel like you're just calling me out by name. It can affect how you view the gender you're attracted to. Yeah, it really does. It really does. And I've I've seen a lot of people that when they get to the point where they're able to have sex with someone else, it doesn't feel the way that they expected it to. Let me tell you, porn stars are actors. They're actors. It's all fake. It's all fake, guys. They're acting. So, and you know, like, it's not real. That's not how IRL sex works. You're setting yourself up for a disappointment. And also, you're not gonna feel as good because you're kind of fucking up your dopamine receptors. I will say that when I practiced sobriety and retention, those were the golden years. Honestly, being sober is like one of the best things I've done for myself. I feel things. All of it. The sadness, the anger, the happiness, the ups, the downs. I actually get to feel them for myself. And that's only something I get to do because I'm alive. I don't have to numb myself from those emotions. Porn addictions mostly cause social damage. Yep, bro did research. Yes, a lot of major porn companies exploit workers, and a lot of sex workers are sexual. No, literally, there's a lot of criminal stuff going on underground with the porn industry. I'm not saying that everyone in porn has been coerced into doing that, and that everyone who has done it has been trafficked. I don't want to take away their adult agency and ability to consent, but there's a lot of murky stuff. That, again, that can be, I can go on a tangent about it for an hour. Not just with porn, but with like the idea of prostitution in general. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. So, you can make it. Ah! I always get fucking Mobile Legends. Hello. No, Ghost. I haven't heard about that. I definitely think you can love others as much as you love yourself, but if you don't love yourself, it'll get in the way of other. Yeah, honestly, I think so too. Like, I do think you can genuinely love someone even if you don't love yourself, but it will get in the way. Like, the insecurities will catch up to you. Are you telling me they were acting all this time? Oh, man. Papa Legend, hello! Also, if you don't love yourself, you make yourself an easy target for people who want to take advantage of you. Abusers seek out vulnerable people, and sometimes, and someone who doesn't love themselves will. No, that's actually. Wait, sorry. Their partner and loved ones treat them just as poorly. I can attest to that. Some people have a nose for insecurities and for vulnerable people. It's crazy, but. Yeah, like, those people are just easier to take advantage of. And I've definitely been in that position where I've been in a low point in my life and people show up and they try to take advantage of me, and they did end up taking advantage of me. So that is very true. Not just porn, but a lot of goon bait is just spreading any form of media that can be harmful too. Yeah, honestly, like, a lot of what the internet is just soft porn at this point, which like, what benefit is it giving you sincerely? Yeah, women are beautiful. Men can be beautiful too. I know there's goon bait by men, but most of it is produced by women. There's statistics on this. I'm not pulling that out of my ass. What fucking benefit is that providing you? It's just ruining your chances for relationships. It's just ruining your perception of the opposite gender. It's just ruining your dopamine receptors. Like, it's not doing you any good. It feels good in the moment, but that's it. That's it. It's gonna fuck you up long term. You could be filling that time with so many productive things. And hey, I'm not saying that once in a while it's not good to look at someone who's hot. I don't think you're a sinner for thinking that someone's hot. I don't think you're a sinner for consuming something that's not super productive for you. That's fine. But it's that constant, like, humans were not built for this. It's constant. It doesn't stop. You can literally spend 24 hours constantly looking at something that was made for gooning purposes, and you're still not gonna run out of it. You can just keep going and going and going and it never stops. And to what end, you know? Pornography addiction is like being on drugs. You do it for a different sense of fulfillment of whatever you're lacking, which is accelerated when you have mental health issues. Yep. The cycle of addiction can cause shame, which can cause depression and can cause social isolation. There is evidence that people who have porn addictions are usually depressed. Some others have like certain personality disorders and whatnot. But there is literal statistics that people who develop pornography addictions are just trying to fill like a void. And even if they're not like, oh yeah, I need to fill the void, let me watch some porn. That's not how it works. It's just that literally nothing in their lives gives them satisfaction. Nothing in their lives gives them connection. There's no intimacy anywhere. The closest thing they can feel is the high of an orgasm. That's not even a good one. So it will affect your social life in different ways. You may not even be conscious of. Yeah, most of the time people don't even realize how it affects like social interactions. It's a serious addiction. No shame. Yeah, no shame. Just agency. Have agency over yourself. Man, I feel the opposite a lot of the time. I feel like lately I'm stoic without drinking or smoking. Like, I recognize the emotions are there, but I don't feel it. I don't know if that makes sense. Actually, I felt that. When I first became sober, I felt like I was depersonalizing for a few years. Like, dead ass. I felt like I wasn't even in charge of my own body. And I don't know if that was the addiction wearing off of me or not. I don't really know how to explain it, but I felt like I wasn't feeling anything for myself for a while. And it took years to get out of that. It was very odd. You need help. It doesn't make you dirty or gross or a bad person. You're hurting and you need help. When you start to accept this, you can try to beat the cycle of addiction. I agree. Wait, I'm reading chat, guys. Sorry. I tend to put myself down a lot, but I don't let other people be mean to myself. One thing is a joke from a close friend. Another is people hating on you for being yourself. Wait, is this pertaining to the previous topic? I don't let other people be mean to myself. One thing is a joke from a close friend. Another is... Yeah, honestly, like, there's a difference between teasing and taunting. Like, if someone is genuinely, like, making targeted attacks against something that you can't change about yourself, then that person is not a good friend. But if they're just messing around with you, like friends do, that's fine. Also, I think it's important to communicate those things. And if that friend, like, doubles down, then they're not a good friend, if that makes any sense. I do think you're a sinner. Keep those eyes on the Bible. I love to say, thank you. Speaking of gooning, I came across a Russian dancer on Twitch that I thought you would like. Whoa. Ayo. Wait, reading chat, guys. Little gay boy is like that. The horror stories of people who are attracted to him. He's told me, I would say, if I could go into detail about that, it's a lot. Being attracted is a natural response, can be controlled, but yeah, falling it over and over can lead you elsewhere is wrong. Apparently, just habitually watching pornography messes with neural pathway and endocrine system. Yeah, there's a lot of studies on it. That's right. Wait, I'm catching up with chat, guys. Sorry. That's crazy. I've been sober for years and I'm still depersonalizing. It took me years, Rose. It took me... Dude, have y'all seen ads on YouTube? Kids can see that shit and it's so gross. No, literally, like I said, there's so much soft porn everywhere. Like, that's not okay. Are these kasane teto and hasunimiku? They are! To be clear, just right now, I'm going through it these days. About depersonalizing. Honestly, it's not something I actively, like... It just kind of ceased over time, and I only noticed a few months later. It was odd. Because I was like, it was going back and forth for a while, and then it stopped. We live in a society... Sorry, guys, I'm trying to catch up with chat so I can go to the next confession. That was built from men to men, and the pornography was one of the creations, and many people in this industry... Fuck, the chat is moving really fast! But they're humans too, and the biggest part you talk about a bit, you see, is very nice. My apologies, B. Why are you apologizing? Oh yeah, I forgot. You look cute today, B. Oh, thank you! Yeah, it was about that topic of not being a target. I love these kinds of friendships that we all laugh at each other. Yeah, that's healthy. Like, laughing at each other, but not literally harassing each other. There's a difference. Hi, Sensei. I'm good. I'm good. I'm reading Confessions. Oh man.
We live in a society
Hi, Phantom.
that was built from man to man. And the
Water break, I
pornography
guess.
was one of the creation. And many people in this industry
I'm never gonna catch up.
suffer in the process. Mainly the women, but they're humans too.
Hey, do you ever feel like if you're feeling an emotion from a movie or show you're watching, you're really letting out emotions you get? Yes, I also feel that. Especially with books. Because I feel like when I'm reading, it's almost as if the thoughts are, I mean, that's what reading is, like you're seeing it in your head. So I'm experiencing thoughts that I wouldn't let myself think otherwise. This is so weird to describe. But yeah, I do relate to that. Even if the said content of said movie or show is unrelated to the experience that you're creating. Yep, 100% Fish Ballads. You look the same as you always do, B. In a good way? Internet kind of sucks now compared to around 2017. Yeah, I agree. No, yeah, and sometimes ads are literally hardcore porn, but like cropped. Really? In YouTube? Slow mode chat might be appropriate. That is true. I should put slow mode. But then everyone's gonna start. Why you put slow mode? How do I? Aha! It's not that bad. It's only 5 seconds. Come on, guys. Sorry. Thank you, Vocal Legend, for the great suggestion. You're pretty as Becky. Oh my God, Rose. Oh boy, get ready for 2 minutes of music. Guys, do not see the... Really? Was it bad? The Amazing Digital Circus, the finale? I feel like I'm in an ore detector in a corner smoking. Shame. That's what that song felt like. Maybe no mic viewer attacks. They stall things out a lot. Like, turn it off. I fell asleep in voice chat yesterday. What happened? I had to leave because I was sleeping. You like jazz? I love jazz. Just be yourself. It's so long, damn. Sorry, guys. I'm catching up. Not in a freaky way, B. Make it 5 minutes. Spill the tea. What happened? I'm reading Confessions. Oh no. Chat can't chat for 5 seconds again. Yeah, turn off the mic viewer attacks for Confessions, maybe. Wait. If I do this... Okay, at least it'll lower the volume. Okay, I think I lowered the volume for the viewer attacks. I don't want to take them away. I know people really like them. Okay, this next confession's long, so I'm gonna read it. Yeah, we all left since it was getting late. Okay. The Amazing Digital Circus finale made me cry 3 times, and one of them was on the way home. Movies never made me... Really? I really want to watch it, because I did watch the entire show. I'm just missing the finale. So, yeah. Anyways. Guys, next confession. I struggled a lot with giving myself credit for actually accomplishing things. I didn't know much about doing things just because I enjoyed doing them. Most everything was either satisfying expectations of me or escapism. A lot of times I find myself mindlessly going through my day, just checking off the boxes of things that need to be done. Usually that means work, and some days I'm legitimately okay with it all. I was able to do was work, eat, and sleep, sorry. Sometimes I could give myself that empathy and space to accept that my body hurts, my head is a wreck, I don't want to breathe anymore, and I'd do anything to fall asleep perched on some random ass ledge like a house cat with no responsibilities or concept of money, bills, laundry, or washing dishes. Most days I can get through. I feel scared. I'm scared of making mistakes. I'm afraid that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how, what, or why I'm doing much of anything. I manage most things, but I feel like I'm going through the motions. Like I feel like I'm making it through days by following a script. I do love this community and how safe, comforting, and accepting it is, but honestly, sometimes that comfort is suffocating. Misery, self-loathing, constant problems, the floor always falling out from underneath me. All that I know how to deal with, but honestly, kindness, comfort, acceptance, it shakes me. And sometimes I feel my mask slipping when I don't mean it to, and that scares me. This community is filled with so many amazing people. So a lot of times I feel like I don't belong. Like I haven't earned the right to exist amongst y'all. It feels like y'all are taking leaps and bounds and I'm just falling behind a little bit more every day. Whenever it gets to my head that I'm falling behind or that I'm getting left behind, I feel like I'm reverting back to that old kid screaming in their room, begging for someone to come and tell me that it's gonna be okay. But nobody came. And now that I'm grown and I'm still trying to unlearn that I'm not worthless, abandoned goods, nor do I have to earn the right to exist. I exist, therefore I am enough. It's hard to remind myself, mostly because just checking on myself emotionally isn't something I learned how to do. I've been through a crap ton of therapy, so I get the gist of it now. But when I'm running around, when it feels like the world is falling apart and I'm sinking, I fall back to what I know best, to robotically move on through the days until everything is done. I could cover my car, my apartment, and everything else in sticky notes reminding me to check in with myself, but honestly, I think I just ignore each one if I even notice them at all. I've come a long way since the days when I just gave up and just kept waking up every day wishing I hadn't. And most days I'm fine, but a lot of days I'm not. I forget that I have limits. I push myself too far. I overestimate the tolls my days have on me, and I probably undervalue how much I can actually manage in spite of everything. It's funny how easily I can treat myself in ways that I'd beat my own friends for doing themselves. How much I tell myself is nothing is wrong when I lose sleep, knowing someone I care about was dealing with so much. Ultimately, I think I just don't care that much about myself. So instead, I just acknowledge that sometimes others care about me and they'd be upset if something happened to me. So I take care of myself to avoid them the headache. I don't know how to be a human, how to have emotions. I just wasn't allowed to for most of my life. So I'm pretty new to it all. It's confusing and doesn't make sense. It makes my head spin. I used to know it at some point, but since joining this community and finding B, I'm remembering it seems fun. Still miserable at times, but y'all remind me it's still possible to get a lot of enjoyment out of this life. I'm up and down a lot of times and about as stable as a unicycle, but I'd appreciate if y'all bear with me when I'm down half of things. And of course, I'm more than happy to be there for y'all too whenever I can help. Rose. Sorry for the call out, but you called out yourself. I because I think a lot of people in the chat can provide advice for Rose, not just me. Before I this was the confession I probably took the most notes of. I'm gonna read the chat just to catch up. That way, it's not too much that I've lost. Once I finish reading all the things I said about this. So, wait, I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling up real fast. I'm gonna go hide in the corner for a minute. Yo no vi ninguno. Vi to watch the movie. I do want to watch it though. Yeah, what's crazy is IDK how to feel about the finale. Like, I definitely have some issues with it, but I got so attached to the characters that I cried from sadness and joy. Like, I'm okay. I feel okay. I have to wait to watch it myself so I can give a review. And you guys know I'm the type of person that I will give very honest and thorough reviews. I'm very annoying. Okay. Do people not understand that you can't go from different states of being nor states of being solid? You need to give yourself time to unlearn old traits. If you could numb yourself with drugs and alcohol, you can expect that once you stop doing those things, you won't still be numb. It takes a long time to unlearn bad survival tactics and habit system. And even if you do get to that point, you'll still unlearn it. You still can't be solid with yourself because life is a spectrum. That is very true, Tyler. This is the confession that, again, I'm gonna go with a lot of the points that you've brought up. Should the confession have to be serious? No, not necessarily, but most of them are. When B talks into the mic, I feel like it sounds like it's coming from my inner brain because it is. I relate to this I know a lot of people in this chat can relate to this. This is why I think this is the confession that's the most important because we can deliberate the most, which is why I'm catching up with chat now because I have a lot to say. He got in the car, can't relate to that one. The ending pissed me off. Oh no. But I still want to watch it. Gonna probably watch it at some point. My sister will probably want to watch it with me. I definitely want to watch the ending. Because I did enjoy the show so far, but I didn't enjoy all of it. I do have some criticisms, but I would wait to watch the ending to see what I think about everything collectively. Anyways, Rose, your confession. There's a lot of points that I want to touch on here. So I will start on the note about adulthood and living life on autopilot. So I think a lot of people here can relate to living life on autopilot, just getting shit done, doing what you're supposed to do, and that only gets worse the older you get. I think everyone here is an adult already, so at least I hope everyone here is an adult already. That being said, like I said, being an adult is not easy. The older you get, the more it kind of sucks. And, you know, there's bills to pay. Even, like, I'll use myself as an example. Like, I am also on autopilot most of the time. I have some people tell me that, wow, you know how to be an adult so well, but I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to pay my bills. I'm supposed to feed the animals. I'm supposed to take care of my family members. I'm supposed to get whatever work done that I'm supposed to get done. I'm supposed to do all of these things. But when we live life on autopilot, taking care of yourself kind of gets postponed. And it turns into a bad habit that's hard to eliminate. Because I still have to pay my bills. No matter what. I can't just stop paying my bills because I need to take care of myself instead. Like, that's the thing about adulthood. Like, there's no mercy. There's no excuses. You just need to do what you need to do. And somehow still know how to take care of yourself at the same time. It sucks. And weirdly enough, the more independence you have, the more of a problem all of these things become. So, you know, I think a lot of us here can relate to this. But there's a part of this confession where you were talking about not feeling, Let, thank you for following. Anyways, you're talking about not feeling human. You don't know how to feel human or have emotions because you weren't allowed to for most of your life. There's many points I want to make about that. And also, like, relating it back to not knowing how to, or just living life in autopilot. Like, that's the thing. You're not a machine. None of us are. You're not a machine that happens to have emotions or happens to have a consciousness. We're human. And we can't exist only checking boxes for the rest of our lives. We can't just exist in a perpetual state of survival mode. That's not sustainable. And I think it's really hard to achieve that balance, but it's something that we can work through. So, the other thing that... Where is it? I think it was... Oh, yeah, here. The other point I wanted to make was about getting help. And not getting help, but, like, taking care of yourself just because you don't want to be a headache to other people. I can heavily relate to that. Trigger warning. I'm going to talk about a attempt, okay? So yeah. When I attempted that, ending my life, I didn't really care about myself. I didn't suddenly learn, like, wow, I'm so glad I'm still alive because I survived. Yes. No, honestly, I was kind of pissed off that I survived. And that at the same time, and again, I'm gonna get a little personal here. I remember waking up and this was on another day. But that doesn't really matter. I remember when my dad arrived, and because I was in New York at that time, and when my dad arrived to New York, I just remember the look on his face when he saw me. That's what made me care about not hurting myself. And again, that those are the kind of things that just stay stuck in your mind forever. I just, like, again, it's ingrained. The look in his face, it's still ingrained in me because, like I said, I'm his only daughter. He wasn't even in the same country as me, and suddenly he gets a call that I'm in the hospital because I tried to kill myself. Like, I can't imagine the emotions that my dad went through at that moment. And external factors didn't make it any easier. But anyways, getting help because I love myself is usually kind of unrealistic, and it's usually not the starting point. Usually when someone's like seeking out therapy, or when they say like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing too swell and I should probably do better, it's not an act of like, yes, I love myself, I want to do better. It's more so of like, fuck, I'm hurting other people and I'm making life worse for myself, so I should probably stop being such a piece of shit to myself. An external anchor is good. Doing it for other people is not a bad thing. But it cannot remain like that forever. It's good for now, but you need to learn how to become one of those people that you stay for. The same way that you know that those people care about you, and the same way that you acknowledge that it would become a headache if you're not taking care of yourself. I think it would be the same if one of those people that have become your anchor, if they were to, wait, how do I verbalize that? If they were to do the same onto you, like, I think you would understand where I'm coming from with this. Try to become what they are for you, for yourself also, and for them. I think that's important to acknowledge. People are important. External people, and maintaining those relationships, maintaining several anchors, not just one anchor, is very important. This community is great. I love this community. And I love that so many of you guys have verbalized how this community has made them feel better about their mental health and about communicating and about being vulnerable. I love that. I love that some people are vulnerable with me and they use these confession streams as a way to like get shit off of their chest. But this cannot be the only space. Even if you have 1,000 friends, that cannot be the only thing. You need to make your own mind enough. You need to be enough for yourself too. And it's something that happens through cultivation and a lot of hard work, yes. And it's something that even I am still actively working on. But it's not impossible. So that's that note. Because I think it's very important, especially when you're relying on other people, whether it's celebrities, friends, family, me, etc. What happens when they're not available? What happens when they're not in a good mood? What happens if they don't respond the way that you wanted them to? What happens if they're sad? What happens if they die? Like, I think it's important to acknowledge that relying on only external factors is not sustainable long term. So you need to also learn how to uplift yourself. That doesn't mean that you should isolate yourself and you should become your only anchor. No. It's just having many anchors builds a safer foundation for you. So basically, your entire sense of worth cannot only depend on others being the version of them that you want them to be available when you need it. Your safety cannot be balanced on something so fragile as other people. Because the same way that all of us here are fragile, they're also fragile. Even if they come across as so reliable and so strong. And they're always there for you. They also have bad days. So I think it's important to not place an impossible burden on others. So not being all alone, but making your own mind a comforting place. Again, takes years. For some, it takes a lot of therapy. For some, it takes decades, but it's not impossible. Now, on the other note about kindness and receiving kindness, the topic of kindness is something that we're gonna come back to. Wah! Balfa Legend, thank you for the bits. I'm glad you thought the advice was good. Like I said, this was the one I took the most notes for, so I hope this is all making sense. Now on the topic of kindness and receiving kindness. I think I relate to this more than you guys realize. Maybe some of you guys have noticed, but for example, when someone makes a Ko-fi donation to me, I'm not like, oh my god, yeah, keep donating, you guys. Yeah, give me subs. Like, you know, I've learned to just say thank you. That's something I had to actively learn. But I still feel like, first of all, I don't deserve it. And second of all, I feel guilty for receiving kindness. And this is not just with monetary, like, extensions of kindness. I also feel that way about compliments or people just being not horrible to me. Kindness can be very scary because it contradicts the story we wrote about ourselves. Especially when that's a story that you learned about yourself growing up. I've spoken very briefly, and I'm not gonna go into detail about it because, like I said, I don't want to air out anyone's dirty laundry. But I was abused a lot as a kid. So, I have a hard time, even nowadays, accepting kindness. And to me, people being cruel to me was more familiar and felt like something more natural than someone being nice to me. Like, when someone was very mean to me, it almost felt like that's how things were supposed to be. Because it's me. And that's not how I treat other people. That's not a reflection of how I think about others. Like, oh yeah, that person expects cruelty, so I'm gonna be cruel to them. But somehow that's what I expected others to do to me. That doesn't really make much sense, does it? So just because something is familiar doesn't mean it's safe. And same thing applies vice versa. Just because something's unfamiliar doesn't mean it's unsafe. I think kindness is not something that we need to deserve. It's just something that will happen. The same way that cruelty sometimes happens. And I think we need to learn to just accept it for what it is. Because we don't know if that person extending that kindness is doing... Like, we don't know the reasons. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. But we don't have to. And we don't have to deserve it either. We just have to accept it for what it is. Kindness is a fleeting thing. But it's a beautiful thing. And I think we can all benefit from being kinder to each other and learning how to accept that kindness. So, there's that. And... Also, on that note, about deserving things and about versions of yourself, you don't need to perform to be here. Whether you're in a funny mood, whether you're in a sad mood, an angry mood, whatever it is that you're feeling, you don't need to perform. My username is just be yourself. Hey! But it's that for a reason. And I hope that no one feels like they need to be like this awesome, amazing person that just gives the best advice 24/7 to be a part of this community. Like, shit, guys, sometimes I say stupid things when I'm live. And when I'm not live, would you guys be surprised of how immature I am sometimes? Like I said, you don't need to become any special version of yourself. You just need to be yourself, and we're all growing together. So, it's alright. We're all living life for the first time. So... Anyways, it's good to borrow the good beliefs from the people in this community. There's a lot of people in this community that offer tremendous advice. There's a lot of people in this community that are genuinely people that ought to be looked up to. I look up to a lot of people in this community. But I don't think that should be a like an excuse for you to compare yourself to them. Like, healthy comparison is good sometimes, like being like, shit, that person's really kind, maybe I should be kind in those situations too. Like, that's fine. But it shouldn't turn into an attack towards yourself. So borrow the good beliefs from other people, but don't stop there. Try to build good beliefs and good habits from your inner world too. And anyways, the point that I want to end this whole advice section on in this specific confession is that, and I wrote this down because I think everything that I read here boils down to this. And this is going to apply to a lot of people here. So listen up. Listen up. There is a version of yourself beneath all the survival mode that deserves to just live. All right? You don't need to be in survival mode all the time. Just live. You're going to die one day. Learn how to feel for the sake of feeling. Learn to accept kindness just for the sake of accepting kindness. And learn to extend that same kindness just for the sake of extending kindness. That's that confession. Let me read the chat, baby. Not me, I'm 12. Why do I do this to myself? I'll never understand. I just write hit and send and fear till it's over. Stay hydrated. Oh, hi, Lenny. Being autopilot sucks. Like a modern slave. Yep. I honestly, a lot of this boils down to capitalism and its effects also. I don't think humans exist just to be productive. Just like a tree. It's just a tree. And it's alive. And it's providing things from an ecosystem, but it's not doing anything that grand to do so. It just is. Why can't we also be more like trees? Hey, B, I made it. Ran a race. Hey, congrats. Hey, Tehran. Did I say thank you to Led for following? But thank you, Led, for following. And hello. Yeah, apparently my limit right now is 3 months of autopilot. Yeah, it does catch up to you. Even though I may not share all the same past trauma, I came to the same conclusion. So many of us are right there with you of feeling inadequate in this community. But that thing, that's just a thing. All the fears and emotions you are feeling tell me one thing. You are human. And just like many of us, you're willing to give yourself and others when you feel like you have nothing to give or are worthless. That takes courage. Use that courage to continue to heal. You deserve it. Amen. I agree 100% with what Tyler said. And I hope all what I said made sense in connecting to the previous things you said, Tyler. Hi, Spout! Oh man, the auto mod got one of your messages, both a legend, but I'm gonna read it out loud. And hi, young money getter! Side note, y'all motherfuckers got writing skills. Hell yeah. There's another one that had really good writing, but it was anonymous. Brain not wired at the right time, that's what it is. Keep that look in your head. Yeah, I remember the look of pity, pain, and disappointment I saw when they find me over a trash, losing my stomach. Yeah, you don't forget those things. I will say that a lot of times, I don't talk about my deep-rooted issues in my head with life because I don't want to give any ideas and make them feel as if by making it real, so I usually shut up. I think there's a time and place to be vulnerable with other people. You know, I don't think you have to open yourself up to everyone in your life, but I do think it's an important space to allow ourselves to have. I got chills just by imagining the feeling you got. Yeah, it was, every time I think about it, I want to cry. Get help because you're not awful. Just like anyone else does in this chat, you're human, and being human is being imperfect. You need to continue holding space for your healing journey, so remember this. When you feel worthless and inadequate, the sole thing you feel means that you are what you believe, and you aren't a human, and damn courageous one at that. Exactly. You gotta hold space for yourself. We all feel inadequate, but that just means that we want to be a better version of ourselves. Some people are so unself-aware that they think they're doing amazingly even when they're doing shit. So we gotta give ourselves credit. Hello, woo! Get help because others care but can't deal with your depression pit. I know, bestie. I learned a while ago that if I love someone enough to not die for them, I should take a step further and love them enough to love myself enough to live for me. If anything happened to them and I fell apart, I would like it if they were worried and I needed them to be whole. So I need to be whole on my own. Exactly. Otherwise, I'm always using them as a crutch. Yeah, I think you'll end up having a better relationship with yourselves and others when you learn how to just be better for the sake of just being better. Because we're all living life for this first time, but I think it feels really good when we look back and we realize, damn, I'm not in that same pit I was a few years ago. As B says, love yourself. A stupid bar, bit narcissistic too. Be happy. You're comfortable in your own skin. Become an anchor whore. God, I didn't say that. Isolating yourself is the worst thing. Go out and loiter a few pubs and bars. I'm catching up with chat, guys. Sorry. Okay. I hope my second confession is next so you can be on trial next. Oh, God. Yeah, actually, I didn't read the second one because I started reading it and I was like, wait, I want to read this raw and live. Anyways, silly, you deserve it. Virtual hugs for everyone. Yeah, virtual hugs for everyone. Let's go. I'm uncomfortable with hugs, but I accept the virtual ones. I like to think that we got an opportunity to live, and this will take at least a few years as far as we know. So it's really important to remember that we can decide our own destiny and try to enjoy the ride while we're still here, even with all the circumstances that may appear. We're still individual beings, and yes, depends on others, but can write their own story without being stuck in the past and in other people's feelings. This is gonna relate to another confession, but this is something that I've been trying to learn, that I'm not defined by the things that have happened to me. I am still affected by them, yes, and they are a part of me, yes, but they are not me. And I can grow past that, and I can write my own destiny going forward. Circumstances will sometimes be out of my control, but that doesn't mean that I can't wield my attitudes towards them and what I do going forward, if that makes any sense. The emotional baggage I'm processing this stream is going to give me some good sleep later. Yay! For me, I'm hypervigilant to signs that people don't like me. Now I'm able to recognize that these thoughts are irrational and obsessive. They made my bullying in elementary school and high school so much worse internally. I feel like people were always whispering about me I used to feel that too, but it was my anxiety. Like, don't get me wrong, I did get bullied, like, to my face a lot, but sometimes I would overthink. Most people are not obsessing, talking badly about you 24/7. And if they are, that just says more about them than about you. Like, why the fuck are they occupying so much of their time talking shit about someone else? That's very odd, you know? No, we hear how you talk, Manny Boy and Ivany, and about Tartaglia. We know you aren't that mature off stream. I mean, determination is my greatest strength, but lately it has been going downhill. Hey, healing is not always gonna be uphill. You know, there's ups and downs. Sometimes we regress, and that's part of life. Oh no, it's ruined! I felt personally attacked by B. Good. Bzz, bzz. You know when bees do the bzz, 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 bzz? Yeah, you guys better feel like that. Don't remind me all of us are going to die. I hope that I didn't trigger you, though. Fuck you, I didn't do anything to warrant being attacked like this. Thank you. I'm probably gonna have to rewatch the VOD because I'm locally... That's fine, that's fine. If anyone needs to take notes, I respect that. Or open up their journals, that's fine. I'm regularly burnt out, most likely too. Yeah, I know you're burnt out in general right now, Rose, so I hope you give yourself the space that you need. One of my ways others not to feel good, never badly. The safest treatment for others is to be naturally good. I agree! Be naturally good. Oh, okay, just casually saying the other confession I said wasn't well read. I didn't say that! I said that I didn't read it because I knew where it was going and I wanted to read it, read it for the first time on stream. Did it not come out that way? I'm sorry. Inadequate, I learned this word today. I mean, like, anytime, ask hey, how are you? In my head, I'm like, how much time you got, lol? Because, of course, I say just fine. Okay, how about you? Most people, when they ask that, they're just doing it out of courtesy. They don't actually care, unfortunately. But some people do. And I don't think it's healthy to always determine for ourselves that this person doesn't want to listen about you, you know? There's a time and space for vulnerability. Is the mic low? Low? Is it low, guys? Hi, Andreasgra. Okay, I'm trying to catch up with the chat as quickly as I can. Sorry. We need to be more like trees. This is my new favorite quote. Holy shit. Actually, I'm gonna go back to that quote because I actually wrote something in an essay that I'm still working on about the trees things. And again, we're gonna go back to that for another confession because I've been on a tree thing lately. You are not what happened to you, and you're also not your thoughts. I used to be better about being the viewer of myself, keeping in my head in check, but the skill kind of dormant at the moment. Like I said, those things go up and down. Healing is not a linear journey, and sometimes things will be really good, and then they turn really shit. Sometimes I'm tempted to engage in very self-destructive behaviors because I don't know how to deal with the emotions that are passing through me. But I think that's in English, we say I'm sad, or I'm happy, I'm angry. The language automatically defines us, rather than accepting that emotions are something that flows through you temporarily, whether they're good or not. And remembering that kind of grounds me, at least. Reading chat real quick. Love y'all, by the way. Obby B more than others because we talk more, and I have my qualms about some of y'all, but you seem like genuinely not. The people here are amazing, and I love them. And I love you too, Rose. If you're the one talking in your head, then who is listening? I always took that a spirit and ego, two wolves. Which one will you feed? There's like the whole thing about the id, the ego, and the super ego. I've been really into like Carl Jung lately. I don't agree with all of his takes, but some of them are actually interesting. I learned a lot with this little gay boy. Like I said, way back in the beginning of meeting you and being part of this, getting close to you and finding a place here is going to be hard, and it's going to hurt a lot and mess with me emotionally a bit. I sent the casually say my other is it well written came before you mentioned that you didn't read it. I said that when I see. It sounds fine to me, but I don't know. What? Anyways. Wait, sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up with chat real quick. But Rose, it's okay. It doesn't have to feel like good 24/7, and if you ever need to take space from this community, we respect it. But just know that you'll always have a place here. Okay, I'm back. She hasn't read news. Nope, I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm going to the next one. Damn, I'm sorry. That was the longest one that I had to go through. And I also read the chat. See, I'm keeping up with chat, guys. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, okay? Anyways, drinking some iced tea before reading this confession. There are significant mistakes and poor decisions in my past that continue to weigh heavily on me. At times, I feel that if people currently in my life were fully aware of those past actions, they might view me differently or choose not to associate with me at all. While I have changed considerably since then and no longer engage in those behaviors, I still struggle with my feelings of guilt and a sense that I am not being entirely honest about who I once was. Part of me believes that in the past should remain in the past, particularly when genuine growth and behavioral change have occurred. However, another part questions whether withholding that history creates a misleading impression of my character. This leaves me wondering how much responsibility I have to disclose past mistakes to the people in my life. Is complete transparency necessary, or is it acceptable to focus on who I am today rather than who I used to be? I have made meaningful changes in my actions and conduct, but I have not sought forgiveness from those affected in the past. Given the amount of time that has passed, doing so now feels as though it may only reopen old wounds for the sake of easing my own conscience. This raises additional questions. Is my ongoing guilt a form of unhealthy self-punishment? Am I being unfair to the people currently in my life by not sharing these details? Should I distance myself from them because of what I have done in the past despite no longer being that person? Alternatively, is this an issue better addressed through professional counseling or therapy, particularly if the primary challenge is unresolved shame rather than ongoing harmful behavior? Perhaps there comes a point when a person's past no longer needs to define them, provided that they have genuinely changed and are no longer repeating the same destructive patterns. Any perspective on this would be appreciated. I think you have more answers for yourselves than you realize, but I did write notes on this one. So before I read and before I give advice, let me read the chat and catch up so that I don't have too much to read. A bit off topic, but it's really weird to think about what good or bad is. I had a discussion with ChatGPT about morals while traveling on Friday. There's some cool different oh my god, Rafa, you don't know how much I love that topic. I've written so many essays about that exact thing, and I've read so many books. I love philosophy. But I'm not gonna go on that tangent yet. So I'm gonna put a pin on that because that's a whole tangent for me. My internet is getting a bit cheeky right now. Oh no! I know you haven't booted me for being annoying yet, and you won't. I won't. This is like my 7th crash out, and you've never once made me feel any less than any of it? What do you mean? A crash out today? This the last one? No, it's not the last one. Oh fuck, this is well written. It is. No, there's some of you guys are amazing writers, let me just say. Trying to flex their English. No, there's one of them. You guys are gonna notice. You guys are gonna be like, God damn, this person should be a writer. At least I thought. I felt like a proud teacher. This file feels like I ghost wrote it, but I'm pretty sure this isn't my work. I'm here in cursive. Yeah, I love it. Let's keep that topic. We can definitely talk about this individually because I feel like you're like reading. I meant to crash out in general. Like, okay. I thought it was like today. Lead deserves shame for those. Wait, what do you mean? I didn't read. Anyways. Providing advice for this one. So first, on the topic of should you disclose your past to the people around you because you feel like you're lying about the person that you are because you're not telling them about your whole past. I think not everyone deserves a confession of your past. Having privacy is not the same thing as being dishonest. You know, every person that you know has chapters of them that you haven't read. The same applies to you. So you don't owe every single person in your life a full disclosure of every chapter in your life, even if they're close to you. That being said, sometimes disclosure does matter if it's relevant to that specific relationship. And when I say relationship, I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about friendships, family relationships, romantic, all of it. I think it's important if it is relevant to that specific relationship, even if you no longer engage in said behavior. So an important question to ask yourself is this information relevant to this person's ability to know you, to trust you, and consent to getting closer to you? If the answer to any of those are yes, then I do think it's important to have that conversation in that specific relationship. But again, that doesn't mean that you have to start every friendship or relationship with a fucking Catholic-style confession. I don't think that's healthy for you either. I think it's important to know the difference between hiding your past because you want to manipulate the image that they have of you, which based on this, I don't think that's what you're doing, but I think you think that you're doing that, but that's just a hunch. But it's important to know the difference between hiding to manipulate the image that they have of you versus not leading every friendship with shame. You don't need to start off every vulnerable moment with someone with shame about yourself. I don't think that's healthy. So, again, it's knowing that distinction. Like, is it relevant to disclose my past in this specific situation? If it is, am I comfortable with whatever outcome telling them is gonna have? Because if you truly have changed, if you truly have become better, I think you're gonna be okay. At least you should. Of course it's gonna hurt. I'm not saying that it's not supposed to hurt. It will hurt. But your reaction is gonna say a lot about what you're dealing with internally. So if that person doesn't forgive you, or if that person gets angry, or if that person doesn't want to continue being in X or Y relationship that they have with you, that's gonna say a lot about that person and you. However, if they do accept, even with the ups and downs, like, that says a lot about the resilience of said relationship. So, you know, changing is great, and leaving those behaviors behind, I'm very happy that you've done that, but being in a constant state of guilt is just self-punishment, and it's not very healthy. It's almost as if you're not repairing that harm. You're more so building a prison for yourself and calling it morality. And I think a lot of us fall into that, especially people who have, like, religious upbringings, which is another topic, but it's true. So yeah, feeling guilty is okay. It's normal. It's good. That means you regret it. But being in a constant state of, like, oh man, I suck because I did this. Like, that's not healthy. That's not healthy. And only, whoa! Give him to me. Give him to me. Give him to me. You guys are gonna get annoyed at the moans. Yesterday, Bofa didn't like it when I moaned 8 times.
Give him to me?
Come on. Thank you both. Thank you both for the subs. Actually, it's a good water break for me before I keep going.
Give him to me?
Okay. Now, on the topic of self-forgiveness, since we're talking about, like, there's, like, different stages to this. Like, there's that guilt. There's, like, I don't know if there's actual stages for this, but this is just the stages I'm defining. There's that initial feeling of, like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. And then trying to justify yourself, then feeling guilty, then trying to be better. Yeah. So on that note, there comes a time where you'll have self-forgiveness if you heal enough. However, self-forgiveness is not the same thing as saying, like, okay, actually what I did is fine because I forgave myself. That's not what it is at all. Instead, it's about that process of changing and becoming a better person no matter what the outcome is. So, on that note, about apologizing to others, this is a doozy because it depends. Sometimes apologizing to people, even if a lot of time has passed, would help them heal. But in other cases, it's gonna reopen old wounds unnecessarily. So, it depends. Especially if you're only apologizing to feel better about yourself. If that's your intent, then don't even bother apologizing. Or if you are expecting forgiveness on their end, also don't bother apologizing. If you do want to apologize to those people, be ready to not be forgiven. I think that will say a lot about how you actually feel internally about this. However, you are very correct. Like, sometimes apologizing is just going to reopen wounds, so it's better to just let that person in their own path. But I think a good thing, and I think I've said this on other streams, I think something really beneficial is to write letters that you never send. So if there's something that you want to get off your chest and say to that person, maybe they're not, you don't even know how you would contact them, it's fine, because you're never going to send them this letter. But get it off of your chest. And then imagine them forgiving you or not forgiving you. Like, imagine all the scenarios and try to document how you would feel in each one of them. And I think that will help you get a deeper understanding about yourself. So, you shouldn't demand that forgiveness. I will say my own experience with this. I have apologized to someone that I did hurt, even though literal years had passed, because this was something that occurred when we were actually children. Um, I don't, like I said, I don't want to air out anyone's dirty laundry. But there was someone in my childhood who was close to me pretty often, and she got bullied a lot by someone else. And rather than me stopping it, I would just kind of let that bully manipulate me, and also like I would just like either not defend them, or if they were making fun of them, I would just like also engage in that. And I feel so guilty about that, and I even feel bad admitting it. But this did happen when I was a kid, guys. Like, it is what it is. And yes, I was a kid before anyone's like, oh, you're a kid. No, I don't want to excuse that, because that person still got affected by that. And God knows how that might have affected their self-esteem or how they grew up. So I did end up apologizing to that person over 10 years later. And yeah, it did reopen the wound for them. But it also provided very useful healing for them. Like, yeah, that person started crying. And I also started crying. Because I'm a crybaby, as you all know. And I didn't want to make excuses for myself by apologizing to them. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, but I've changed, so it doesn't matter that I did that to you. I was very candid. Like, I don't know how this affected you. I don't know how your insecurities got worse or whatever. But I really do feel sorry, and I feel guilty about it. You don't have to forgive me. But I just want you to know that whenever I do think about it, I feel very bad, and I wish that I could go back in the past and change that. But I can't, and that's why I'm apologizing to you, because I want you to know that that wasn't fair on you. And I want you to heal. And I hope this isn't causing some negative turmoil within you. But that person generally appreciated the apology. They didn't have a grudge against me or anything. They knew I was a kid. But also, like I said, that person did carry that within them. So that was ultimately beneficial. And I feel like that person and I got closer after that. And our relationship got better. So yeah. And I'm not talking about romance. It was like family kind of thing. So that's my note on that. But it depends. There's other people that I know I've hurt, but going up to them and apologizing is either not safe, or it's just gonna make things bad. So it depends. Now, on the note of therapy, if you think that it is something that might legitimately benefit you and it is something that you have access to, why not? It shouldn't be your only anchor, the same way that this community shouldn't be people's only anchor. But therapy can be genuinely beneficial to some people. And if you have access to it, why not? It might help you. It might offer you those same perspectives that you appreciate through these streams. And different ones at that. So, and again, depending on what kind of therapist you do visit, they might help you through approaches that you haven't even thought about before. So, I say go for it if you can access it. Why not? Okay, on the other note of that is that thing I said previously. I already said this today, but your past is not who you are. It is a part of you. It's what you choose to do with it going forward that defines you. You don't need to be chained to that version of yourself that you once were. You can become better. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Wait, I kind of have a wedgie, and I want to fix. Wait! TMI. I'm sorry. It's just that I'm wearing these shorts. And they kind of like, you know. Okay, sorry. I ruined the moment. Okay, now then. I wanted to make a note on kindness. Because I said that I was going to talk about the whole kindness thing and the tree thing. I think a lot of us when we do bad things in the past, we try to overcompensate by being excessively kind to others as a way to prove to ourselves that we're not the same person that we once were, and as a way to atone for our sins. But I don't think that's a healthy approach to kindness. It almost makes you end up asking yourself, am I actually kind, or am I just doing this to prove something to them or to myself? Which is why I wanted to say this quote that I wrote the other day. Actually, do I have it written here? Because I don't want to, like... Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna have to say it through my head. So, the quote that I wrote on my essay the other day is that a tree, and again, I'm trying to remember it as best as I can, a tree does not contort itself to provide shade. When you sit beneath a tree and bask in its shade, the tree isn't doing anything special by providing you that shade. It simply is. That tree, by existing, is providing you bliss and kindness. And you, by taking it, you're not harming the tree. You're just existing too. And that's why I say I want to be like a tree in my approach to kindness. And that is something that is easier said than done. To treat kindness as a mode of existence rather than something that we actively do is something that we kind of have to train ourselves actively through habits. So at the beginning, it's not going to feel like you're that fucking tree just providing the shade. But eventually, it's just going to become a part of your normalcy. So that's that about the tree. I'm writing a whole essay about kindness and about just being. And I am going to publish that on my Medium account. So stay tuned for that. I'm still not done with it because I'm using way more literary references than I thought I was. But anyways, the quote that I wanted, quote of myself that I wanted to end this on is that you don't need to run away from what you did, but you also don't need to shame yourself to it. There's a happy medium in there. So that's that. Let me read the chat. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Wait, fuck. Damn, I have a lot to go through. Okay, wait. Guys, I'm trying to read the chat. Fuck. B, I would like to say only that talk about pits with the people who had time for you at the lowest. Otherwise, treat it as rebirth as you moved into a new area. I agree. Playing Minecraft and listening to B stream is top tier experience. Hey! Sounds very peaceful. Except for the moaning ferrets, maybe. Oh, wow. You sound like a seal. Good. I said this to Tyler and a few others in a voice chat, but if you are worried if your past is relevant, ask yourself if the people around you would believe that stuff is something that you've done in the past. If they couldn't imagine the past you and the current you as the same, that's because you've grown beyond their past. That's great advice, Rose. You aren't the same person anymore, and sometimes it's okay to leave that stuff in the past if you've grown past it. I will never forgive you, me to myself. You don't need to self-forgive, just not beat yourself up. I'd say at some point you need to allow yourself to move on if you don't want to forgive yourself in the process. Forgiveness is a gift. Apologizing. Oh yeah, apologizing is the obligation. Okay, I read that as in reverse. I'm sorry. I feel like deeply understanding that we are not even near from being perfect is really important to the process of forgiving ourselves. As you said, that does not justify instant fake self-forgiveness. No, exactly. Like, we're not perfect. We're all gonna make mistakes, and we're all being human for the first time. Some mistakes are graver than others. Some things are not even mistakes. You just did something genuinely fucking bad. But living in self-punishment is just gonna leave you stagnated where you are rather than growing. Is restorative justice more for the perpetrator or the victim? Oh man, I have a lot to say about that. But our approach to justice and the penal system is for the perpetrator. It benefits the perpetrator, not the victims. Depends on how much the perpetrator hates themselves. Oh yeah, you mentioned how you were very passive to other people getting bullied around you. Up. No, but objectively, I think insecure people apologies are hilarious. Like, bro, the audacity. No. I have many experiences with insincere apologies, and man, the gaslighting is sometimes hilarious, yes. You were just a kid is a good reason to not hurt yourself for it, but yeah, it doesn't undo the hurt. Yeah, exactly. Can we stop Taru's random chats? Can I time out Taru? I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rose, I'm sorry. Bro, there's very little TMI at this point, and personally, IDK, what would be TMI from you? Yeah, that's true. Serious moment ruined. Your shorts are cracking you. I have a drinking to forget pro tip. If you drink to forget, that memory is all you will really have clearly. It doesn't work. That is very true. Giving advice and super vulnerable confession. Oh wait, I have a wedgie. Because I couldn't concentrate on giving advice if I had a wedgie. You would ever want to drop essays? These essays for us? I will. I said I was going to post it on Medium. Practicing kindness. Yes. How about instead of digging out a wedgie, you dig out the essays for us? I will on Medium. Medium is like a platform for publishing essays. I just want to say I don't make paragraphs, but I wrote all right. I will see very soon. So like helping people who genuinely need help, then you force reaching for help? Wait. Like, yeah, just honestly, just be kind for the sake of being kind, not because it gives you social points. That's what I mean. Exist in a perpetual state of kindness. I love being kind to people, and yes, being kind feels good, but just be kind. Literally tears welling up in my eyes right now. That's such a beautiful quote. Please send that to me. I need that quote somewhere so I can forget it. I'm gonna post a whole essay about this actually, and like I said, I'm digging up so many literary references because I feel like that essay is an ode to every piece of media that's affected me as a person in a good way. Hi, Carosine, it's been a while. No, those are my safety shorts. If you want to learn more about how insanely fucked up the prison system is, watch Larry Lawton on YouTube. He's a valuable resource, and he spent 12 years in prison, and now he makes videos about it. It's so much worse than I can imagine. Some of the stuff they do to them is pointless and cruel, and not helpful. Yeah, honestly, there's a lot to unpack, and I have to do more research on it before giving opinions. I can just give opinions on the victim side of it. Don't be a cunt. Good life rule. I relate to this, and guys, honestly, I've been going through it lately, so I have nothing to add, and I know we can alternate it to some extent. I'm so glad I grew up loving superheroes because they inspire me to be... Honestly, having someone to look up to is genuinely good for you. Like, I look up a lot to Jane Goodall. I feel like some people here might not know who she is. I misspelled the shit out of her name. Sorry. Accident. She passed away last year. But I invite you, if you don't know who she is, I invite you to learn. She was a primatologist. And if you don't want to watch anything too long about her, there's the last interview that she did before passing away is on Netflix. It was an interview that she filmed with the purpose of only being published after she passed away. And man, did I cry during that interview. She's great. She's great. I really do look up to her. And I think a lot of my own thoughts and how I am as a person is because of her. So, yeah, have someone to look up to. You might find yourself asking, what would they do in this situation whenever you're going through something? So, Jane Goodall, if you don't know who she is, look her up. She's great. Anyways. Sorry, my English is getting really... No, you're good. You're back, Manny. Damn, the closest thing to a role model I had was an alcoholic. Growing up, I also struggled with role models, but I can't get too deep into it. You good, Illuminate. Okay, I caught up with the chat, so I hope this all made sense. Let's go to the next confession. Next confession. Anyways. Okay. I know this is taking long, and it seems like we still have a long way to go, but a lot of the longer ones are at the beginning, so... We good. Okay. This is by Rose, and I didn't read it. So this is my first time reading this. I just started reading it, and then I was like, oh, fuck. I should probably have this be, like, raw during the stream. I feel like I'm gonna be peeing my pants soon because I drink. Oh wait, I still have coffee. Nice. I keep drinking liquids. Anyways, more. Sorry, all the yapping makes me feel dry. You bag on yourself a lot, and I don't mind reminding you on the spot that you're amazing, and I doubt anyone else does either. We care about you deeply, and we may have helped shaped it into what it is now, but you started it. I've said this many times before, but let me take this chance when I'm in a writing mood to say this plainly. You're beautiful. In all ways you want to interpret that, you're beautiful. Obviously, you are physically beautiful. You have such an infectious laugh, a genuinely warm smile, and your face never hides your emotions. You're very expressive. Your makeup always looks great. And when you get creative, it looks stunning. Your box fits look so comfy. They feel like you. I wish you'd show up to streams with them more. When you get into it and put together a more normal outfit, you always come up with something that really suits you so well. Your earrings always surprise me with how out there they can be. I love them. They're cute and silly, and it suits you so well. Beyond that, watching you feels like I'm watching a nature documentary. It's raw, honest, yet filled with sweetness that I've never once been able to find the right words to describe properly. You're endlessly compassionate and one of the most thoughtful people I know. You're so silly at times I question how you manage in any professional environment. That silliness is limited to certain spaces, Rose. I get very professional. So proudly and courageously yourself of how others might think of you. You're so determined and yet so openly emotional. You cry when you need to, kicking and screaming until you feel better. You get so caught up in having fun with chat and streams that you ignore your own sleepiness, yet like a hypocrite you tell us not to do the same. You're willing to criticize us and yourself a little too. I could spend days trying to string together the right stories of words to properly convey how beautiful a person like you is, but ultimately the best one is just be. You're so unique, so you. The only thing that feels like it conveys how incredible you are. You're very you, B, and that's just about the most beautiful thing I can come up with right now. God, this feels embarrassing. I'm gonna crawl underneath some furniture now. I'll be really honest. I don't know how to accept compliments. Especially, I wouldn't even categorize this as a compliment. This is more like an ode. I have a hard time thinking anything positive about myself. That being said, I can carve out a healthy space for this. But healthy entails some caveats, okay? So let me cook. First of all, I do appreciate these words, and I don't want to dismiss any of them because I can tell that this was something that you wrote out of your heart. And Rose, you have a beautiful heart. You write very beautifully, and you mean what you say. And it's genuinely things that, oh my god, I have to dig deep into my soul to really convey those kinds of emotions. And in a way, I kind of envy that of you, but in a good way. It's not bad envy. That being said, I do want to say that I'm just as human as anyone else here is, and I'm not perfect. I have days where I've been a bitch to people. I've been mean. I've made mistakes. I get cranky. I look ugly sometimes. Sometimes I wake up and my hair's like this. Like, you know, I'm human. I'm human. And I'm still growing, and I still have a lot of growing up to do. And also, I can validate those emotions of people telling me that I've built an amazing community, because I have. I love this community, and I'm proud of it. And it's probably the thing that I'm the proudest of in my entire life. But it wouldn't be a community without you guys providing that input. So I'll say it again, like, this is a symbiosis. I've said that 1,000 times. Like, this wouldn't be what it is without you guys. And each one of you guys being vulnerable with me and making space, or even just lurking here, make this what it is. And it would literally be impossible without you guys. So I'm not trying to discredit myself. I'm trying to extend that credit to all of you guys, because you guys are a part of this chapter in my life, and I'm very grateful for it. So, thank you. Like I said, I'm kind of awkward with compliments. I don't know how to take them. And I could apply the same advice I was saying at the beginning to you, Rose, where sometimes I just gotta accept kindness for what it is. But it can be difficult to do so sometimes. So, I'm growing up, guys. I'm still, but I feel like I'm better. I've gotten better. Come on, I've gotten better. Reading chat. Water maxing. Woman, go to the bathroom if you need. I'm not peeing myself yet. When my belly button hurts, that's when I have to pee. An example of restorative justice I recently saw was an Australian man named Danny Abdallah forgave a drunk driver that killed all his kids and actually visits him in prison. Damn, wait, I think I've heard of that. I don't know, man. Actually, I've been unpacking a lot of my emotions around this. Okay, no, I don't want to go into this philosophy rabbit hole right now because I've really been thinking about, like, the people that have done harm onto me and how some of them don't even regret it or don't even remember it. And, like, it wrecks my brain because I'm like, I want to move forward, but how do I? And if I were to do something just as bad, like, how would I mend with it and how would I grow from that? And, okay, anyways. Rabbit hole. I feel like that's something I can write an essay on. Healthy doesn't mean perfect, and that's fine. Wait, I'm just as human as any of you. I'm an alien. I'm something. I'm just a thing. Aren't we all? Honestly, the imperfections make the rest even more beautiful. You're not perfect. You have flaws and your own struggles, and yet you're still you. Apply that to yourself, Rose. Because I feel the same way. I am Rene Descartes. Hi, no, hi. You're getting better at taking them, TVH. You used to be more awkward about it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I used to be very awkward about it. I still kind of am. Yes, you're growing up. It's just not in height. Beep, beep, beep. No, ma'am, thank you. No, thank you. You guys are the amazing ones. I am just a bee. Also, I said, I'm just a tree. I'm providing shade for all of you. I said that about us. We have maybe been the ones to help shape this community, but it never happens if you didn't start it. Yeah, I was the one to start that, but it wouldn't be the same without you guys. And like the benefits also apply to me. Like I've grown as a person, and I've learned how to take compliments better and kindness better, and not be such a piece of shit to myself through you guys. So I'm also extending that thanks to all of you. I'm just a plant. I hate drunk driving. I've never do it. I've had a dumbass friends taken from me because they were so damn sure they needed to be first place in the road. Yeah, drunk driving is something that I've never done, never will do. But yeah, I've been in a car with a drunk driver and they crashed. And that was not a cool experience. I was like 5. You guys are the real heroes. No, you're the hero. Just like any traffic violations, really. Someone edit B's face into a tree. Bro, this entire community feels like symbiosis with love from... synonymous with love from you, from Steven Universe. I love that song, Love Like You. I was singing that song the other day. I don't speed, I don't make exceptions. I don't look... Same. I drive like an old lady and I'm proud. I don't care. Anyways. Next confession. Early this year, I fell in love with an anime girl so badly that I cried myself to sleep because I was so sad that I would never meet her. I'm over here now, attached to people in real life again. But I changed my life because I realized that I have to go out and meet people to do stuff I want to do instead of telling myself I'll do that thing sometime in the future, but not now. The anime was called The Night. I haven't watched that anime, but what I can say is that I do want to acknowledge that some people are attracted to fictional characters in a healthy manner. I know some people like boil all those people down into being freaks and unhealthy, but no, there's some people that legitimately have healthy approaches to liking fictional characters and they still have relationships with real people. However, in this case, when it starts replacing your feelings for real people and you start negating the importance of actual relationships, that's where it starts becoming legitimately harmful. And I do think it is very important to let yourself get out there. I always say this quote, like this is my quote, but I always say this quote that I said. The world cannot give you an opportunity unless you give that opportunity to yourself too. Oh yeah, you gotta give yourself an opportunity for the world to give you one as well. So I think that's exactly what you've done. And you know, like I said, it's okay to like an anime character. That's fine. That's great. You guys know I like Tartaglia Jean-Lee a lot. But I still have friends. I have a good relationship with some of my family members. I have you guys. Like, I talk to people. You know, I don't use Tartaglia Jean-Lee to replace my real life relationships or experiences. And that's when it becomes unhealthy, when you do that. So I'm glad that you put yourself out there. And I'm proud of you. And postponing, yeah, you made a good point here. Like, postponing your improvement and postponing, like, being like, oh, one day I'll be better. One day I'll put myself out there. One day I'll get over this mental health crisis I'm having. Yeah, you gotta put actual work to do all of those things. And it's really, whoa. And it can be a lot. And it's very hard in the beginning, especially. And it's gonna have ups and downs, but you gotta allow yourself that space for it to happen. So that's my advice for this one. Does anyone have anything to say? I'm gonna read the chat. Oh, welcome back, Rafa. You're gonna have to cover my car in sticky notes if you want me to remember anything. Oh God. Wait, you just gave me an idea. I would hate if I saw you on the road. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people here would criticize my driving. I'm a safe driver. Not me. You'd have a heart attack if you saw me drive. You, honestly, even if you didn't tell me that you drove like that, I felt it. I don't know why. B, I sent you a confession and I add my name because I want to stay anonymous, but I want to say anonymous. Oh, okay, when the confessions that I haven't read before the stream roll around, I'll make sure to keep an eye on that, Lynn. Bofa do be driving up like a maniac. Don't do that! How do you feel about people calling each other their spirit animal? Isn't that, I feel like it's a little reductive to the actual meaning, and it has like some connotations, and it can be harmful for the indigenous community. I'm not super educated on this, but I've ceased saying that because I have said it in the past, but I've ceased saying it because I don't want to accidentally harm anyone. It's that easy. You can just stop saying things that offend people, guys. It's really not that serious. If something offends someone, even if you don't understand it, even if you're not educated enough to really get it, just don't say it. I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. But I have tried to educate myself more on those things. I'm not saying like, oh, I've stayed uneducated about it on purpose. Like, no, it's just that I am not indigenous, so I can't provide the whole history. You have friends? Forehead kiss even when you're in a tiny box. Damn, I identify with postponing stuff. Me too. Me too. Yeah. Heat-seeking forehead kisses. My age is becoming too serious. Oh, I'm 90, guys. Imagine how I feel. That first sentence could be a light novel title. Early this year, I fell in love with an anime girl so badly that I cried myself to sleep because I was so sad that I would never... That is a light novel title. My friends are making Japan plans. ¿Cómo les digo que no quiero ir? Dile, mira, está cool y eso. Actually, yo tampoco quiero ir para Japón. Yo quiero ir para los Alpes. I want to go to the Alps, guys. The Alps. The Alps. The Alps. The Alps. The Alps. Yes. The Alps. I want to go to the Alps. Anyways. Reading chat. My internet at work is all of a sudden not working, and it's telling me that in Spanish, something is going on here. That wasn't me. Oh no, it's ruined! Like that, Manny boy. Tell them you're gonna get married that day, Manny boy. I'm gonna tell them I'm poor. Anyways, okay, next. This is not a confession, it's a question. And a confession. I want to start streaming, but I'm super scared too. How do I get over that fear? I know this is gonna sound like terrible advice, but I do mean it. Just do it. Do it even if you're nervous, even if you're scared. Sometimes you're gonna have to do things even if you're uncomfortable. Because if you wait for for yourself to not feel scared anymore, you're never gonna do it. To overcome that fear, you're gonna have to actually do it. So, I mean, I was fucking nervous when I started streaming, and for the first few months, I remember that I would get nervous before every fucking stream, but I don't anymore. That took a long time and lots of streams to get over, but I was only able to get over it because I started streaming. So I say just do it even if you're scared. Just do it even if you're not motivated. And this doesn't just apply to streaming. It applies to exercising. It applies to reading or whatever habit or whatever thing that you're too scared or too unmotivated to try. Yes, like Nike. Just do it. The Alps are kind of expensive. How do we just settle for one Alp? Let's have a bee tree in the Swiss Alps. I'm down. Hell yeah! I want to stay in a cabin in the Alps. Be fighting for that Nike sponsorship. Actually, I never want to be sponsored by them. Just do it. You could be 5% off at Nike. I want to start screaming. I'm scared to. Just scream. Screaming is healthy. Should I start streaming? If you want to, yes. Or scream quietly, yes. Okay, bro, I was so nervous to do my first stream. Then no one showed up, and it was actually super easy. Then when people showed up, it was easy. Yeah, no, honestly, like, I started streaming, and you get nervous, but then you kind of enter a flow state once the ball gets rolling, you know? The idea that it's the same thing with public speaking. I would get very nervous about it. And, you know, I think a good thing, and there's actually studies proving this. Like, if you tell people that you're nervous before, like, doing public speaking, which streaming, in a way, is kind of like public speaking. If you tell people, hey, I'm nervous, or hey, I'm awkward, people are, like, they literally let their guard down, and they judge you less harshly. It's okay to admit those things. People kind of like it. The idea that I'm going to well, I feel I'm going to throw up, but hey, I've been through worse, and remind yourself that this can be an outlet for you, but you have to try. Exactly. I'm going to quote myself again. You can't, wait, fuck, I forgot it. Oh, you can't expect others to give you an opportunity if you haven't given one yourself. So give yourself the opportunity to stream, baby. This part of the stream has been brought to you by Nike. If you would like, we could do a voice chat before. Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like some people, if you fear, like, streaming, maybe join voice chats and stuff. Like, force yourself to put yourself out there. Maybe an idea is to try slowly, not showing the face if you feel nervous about it, and then see how things go. Yeah, like, try smaller steps if it's really hard for yourself to, like, push yourself really into something like that. Maybe start with baby steps. I agree. Low-key, I feel like it's a lot easier to start streaming when I'm ready, because I know some of y'all, yeah, that is true. It depends. If they want to stream talking stream or a game, they didn't specify. That is true. I'm gonna stream a black screen. Give him to me! Thank you for gifting a sub to Nike, baby! Let's go! Just do it! Do it! Just do it! It's no longer just be yourself. It's just do it! Like, is my TikTok stream still black? Tyler, please, the random capitalization makes me manic. I finna throw hands with them like scalpers. It's just at McDonald's releasing World Cups. Less caps, more structure, please. I'll have the courage to join Discord voice chat one day. You don't even have to talk. Like, just join it, even if you don't say anything. That way, you kind of get a feel for what the space is like. And if you want to talk, you can talk. If you don't have anything to say, you don't have to say anything. Sometimes I also don't have something to say. I just kind of stay quiet. I'm gonna end capitalization. End capitalization. I would if my voice ain't. Oh my god! So many of you guys are always like, "Oh, my voice! Oh my god, my voice!" Beep, 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 beep. No one gives a shit. Jordan Peterson is an orator, and bro sounds like fucking Kermit the Frog. That didn't stop him. So stop being so beep, beep, beep. My voice, my accent, beep, 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 beep. Because I know a lot of you guys in the chat feel that way. I hate my voice. My voice is obnoxious. I don't know how you guys put up with hours of my streams. Yet somehow you do. So, I'm gonna end periods because I'm offended. Oh, please do! Capital punishment for capitalization. Shia LaBeouf style. Do it! I was referencing that. Lurking in voice chat is valid too. Yeah, exactly. Just like lurking in streams is. I was sweating that day. I was also sweating fucking bullets the first time I joined voice chat. And I still get nervous when I join. LMAO Kermit. So you're saying, I said, Jordan, are you Jordan Peterson? Canadian Kermit the Frog. Kermit sounds cool though. Sound like Kermit the Frog is an advantage. I have an L part-timer in the chat. No, that's okay, Clutchity. Sorry, I'm catching up with chat, guys. I hate my voice, but I still did the voiceover reel. You did great, though, Marsh. Your voice is fine. Honestly, making voice messages for you has made me stop caring about my voice. Because I always listen to myself back before
Hype train
sending...
started.
Oh,
Choo
Hype
choo.
Train! I always listen to myself back before sending it because I'm not sending you a silent file. I don't ever listen to my own voice messages. I just... Can you tell? My voice is nice. Thank you. I'm gonna take a huge load of helium. I hate Jordan Peterson. I was so nervous the first time. He has some good advice, but most of it. The first time in voice chat, but I'm no longer good at meeting people. Oh, but I am good at meeting people. I read that wrong. I'm sorry. Anyways, we've had people just join and say nothing. Don't worry, we won't mock you. And we won't ever treat you like a weirdo. It's just hanging out. But it's over the internet. Yeah, honestly, if you think that people in this community would judge you for your voice or anything like that, I think you're thinking about the wrong community. That's not what this community is. And if someone here were to judge like that, then they're the ones that are in the wrong community, not you. So, just saying. I still get nervous at the voice chat. So I get nervous like all the time in the voice chat. And every time I'm about to join, like, I feel my finger trembling. Thanks for the reassurance, y'all. You guys are always so nice. Of course, you deserve it. But wait, y'all, should I stop using random caps and maybe slow down with what I'm saying? No, you're good, Tyler. I don't mind it at all. All I remember about Jordan Peterson is that one video essay where someone said they learned how to dress by trying to understand exactly what and in what ways Jordan Peterson was horribly dressed. First of all, I hate his analysis of Brave New World. Ugh, I hate that book. Sorry, if you like that book, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I hate that book. Also, he has a lot of really weird takes, and he makes it sound like science, but it's not actually science. Also, I think he overestimates how much religion can benefit people. Don't get me wrong, religion can benefit people and be legitimately healing, but pretending that Catholicism is the one way to go if you want to be the best version of yourself, that's just a lie. Sometimes you're gonna convert into Christianity and you're still gonna have mental health problems, my friend. So, you judge me for being Mexican? It's sábado! No, I don't. I bet you join... Oh, wait, that is for me. I bet when you join voice chat more, you'll get used to it. It's literally just hanging out with... Yeah, that's true. I get less nervous as time passes, but I still get nervous. We're the 7th. Lobsters are in a hierarchy, and therefore humans must be in a hierarchy too. I've only seen some reels of him. Some kind of cool stuff. No, he has some things that I do like. I do like that he promotes people, like, taking agency over themselves. And, like, controlling who they become going forward. But I don't like that whole thing where he acts as if, like, that's such an easy thing to do. And as if, like, that's something that... Sometimes it's not just about agency. Sometimes circumstances are a real thing. I also don't like his takes about women and relationships. So yeah, it depends. It's 23, but some of them are very short. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go quicker through the chat because I am taking too long. I do apologize. The thing is, though, I can speak well if I sing a song, but articulation, I'm kind of struggling. I also struggle with articulation. I've never heard his take about Catholicism being the answer. If you read his book, he has a literal chapter about it. I never get nervous. The only time I feel awkward is it's just making people waiting for people to join. So don't worry, those are just amongst willing to take the lead. You can just be. Yeah, we don't have to perform here. I also remember the time he talked about a dream where his grandma put her pubes in her mouth. What? Anyways, guys, I'm gonna keep going because you're right. I am taking too long. I do apologize. Next confession. Okay. I can't keep interest in my girlfriends. I have a really hard honeymoon phase and I want to give them the world. But after some time, I get tired of being with them. My buddy thinks it's because once I get what I want, I don't want it anymore. I don't cheat or abuse them. I just become slowly more and more detached until it ends. Okay, this is the penultimate one I have notes on. So I'm glad that you're self-aware that you have this problem. But I think it's very important for you to ask yourself, why are you entering these relationships in the first place? Because I know you said that your friend said that, but what do you think? What do you get out of being in these relationships and like getting into them? Because the answer to that is gonna help you unpack a lot of this. Also about the honeymoon phase. I hate that. I know it's natural, but I think people are setting themselves up for failure by treating it like, oh yeah, yay, every relationship has a honeymoon phase, and once you get over it, then relationship sucks. Like, you're just gonna not enjoy any relationship past the beginning if you just treat like as this is something that's bound to happen, if that makes any sense. Like, I've said it before on other streams and on this stream, I think that honeymoon phase only happens because you've fallen in love with the idea of that person and not the actual person. So when that fantasy breaks, they're a person, not the idea that you had of them. And I think that's what makes a honeymoon phase end. Because when you're in a relationship with someone, they're going to show you their flaws, their vulnerabilities. They're going to get jealous. They're going to get angry. They're going to be moody. Sometimes they're not in the mood to perform at being in a relationship. And that's normal. That's why it's very important. Don't fall in love with ideas of people. And if you are, that's showing that you're lacking something within yourself and you're looking for it in other people. But people are people. They're not ideas. They're not a fantasy either. They're just as complex as you are. So, another note that I wanted to make, I can hear Sancho. Anyways, another note that I wanted to make is that even without abuse, even without cheating, becoming distant can still hurt people. Wait, Sancho, before anyone asks for Sancho, let me show the cho. Yeah. That way you guys can get some IQ points. Aquí, Sancho, IQ. Give them IQ. Pew, pew, IQ. IQ, IQ, acá. Aquí. 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 He's giving you guys IQ points. Oh, Cho. Anyways, as I was saying, even if you're not cheating on them, even if you're not abusing them, becoming distant can make them insecure and make them spiral, and I don't think that's a healthy thing to do to people. So to that I say, I don't think you should enter any more relationships, not permanently, but until you sort things out with yourself. I think you need to ask yourself, like, do you want relationships, or do you want to feel wanted? Do you like them, or do you like the chase? Are you feeling a void? Do you lose interest when stability shows up because it's boring and emotionally demanding? If that's the case, try to unpack that about yourself. And wait, Leah! Cute prize! Cute prize! Cute prize! Anyways, wait, let me fix my safety shorts and my tits before I sit back down. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, stop dating until you understand these things about yourself and you truly unpack all these questions. So, also, on the note that I made at the beginning, like, what makes you enter a relationship in the first place? Like, what attracts you to someone? And then what makes you detach from them with such ease? So I think you're not genuinely in love with these people if you detach and become so distant every time you enter a relationship. So you're not even allowing yourself the joy of a genuine relationship. So I do think you could benefit from truly unpacking this with yourself. And also ask yourself, like, what does commitment look like for you? What do you want out of a relationship? What do you want out of commitment? And have you experienced genuine intimacy in these relationships? My guess is probably no. But this is, again, one of those things that you stand to benefit from if you truly heal from this. So also, another note that... Sorry, I have a Sancho hair in my face. Relationships are not constant highs. There will be arguments. There will be disagreements. Sometimes the other person is not going to be in a good mood. Sometimes the other person is not going to show up in the version of them that you want them to show up in. Sometimes one person is going to want sex, the other one doesn't. Sometimes one person wants to have a deep conversation, the other one wants to watch a shitty movie. These things are normal in relationships. You're two different people. You're not a unit, you know? You're still two people on your individual life paths. You just happen to bear witness of each other. So, it's not about shaming yourself, and I'm also not trying to shame you here. I just hope that you can become honest enough with yourself until you stop accidentally hurting people while you're still figuring yourself out. So, there's my take on that. I want to read the chat. Scrolling up. Okay. Fuck. I got lost in the chat. I don't even know where I left off. Is something so personal that it feels off? You mean this? Thanks, Sancho. Did everyone get IQ points? And people are not statistic. There is no larger minority than the individual. I feel like your dog when my mom calls me to talk to relatives. An IQ too high? Yes. Tomorrow I can watch the rest. Thank you for the patience. Of course! The doggo gave me IQ and intensity quadrant phase. Yeah, I feel like if you see the end of the honeymoon phase as the end of excitement of that relationship, that you're set up for failure. Exactly. I've always seen the honeymoon phase as the bit where you're extra excited because you're just getting to know each other. And sometimes as you learn more, you don't want to be with them anymore. And sometimes you love them even more. The initial excitement will die down, of course. Like, of course, when you get in a relationship with someone, you're going to be initially excited. But if after that excitement dies down, you don't feel the same way, then I don't think you felt as deeply for them as you thought you did. A relationship running on high 24/7 isn't healthy. It's borderline obsessive after a while. Yeah, it can become codependent and really unhealthy. Your relationship shouldn't consume your life. It should add to it. I agree. High key, this sounds like a little like love bombing. I'm not saying you're doing this intentionally, but make sure to ask yourself why you're doing this. I get it. It's a new stimuli and it's normal to want to give it your all. But you need to be more moderate and responsible about rushing into these relationships. It sounds like a lot of you like the idea of relationships. I agree. I think a lot of people end up getting into relationships not because they actually like the person. They just like feeling wanted and they like the idea of being in a relationship. But you're choosing people who give you validation instead of actual romantic intimacy and getting to know someone and falling in love. Like, I think this is something that does require immediate attention because this does have people getting hurt. It obviously hurts you too, but it hurts the other person. So until the time comes that you actually find yourself wanting to be with that person and not just good parts of them, focus on yourself and ask yourself what needs are and how you can fulfill and how yourself can fulfill them. I agree. A lot of the times again, I've said it repeatedly on this stream, but I'll repeat it again. We fall in love with the ideas of people because they have something that we lack. So how can we nurture that part of ourselves that isn't fully there yet? I have my audio at max and your voice is not reaching properly. Is the audio really that bad? What about now? Is it really that bad? You're the second person who comments about it. Me van a llevar al gym ahorita. Disfrutas al gym. No, that best thing of being so personal that I feel so is about those relationship gurus. Oh, yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm being forced. Ah, yes, El Doro. It was funny. My jokes were hilarious yesterday. I can hear the birds clearly now. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Sorry, you triggered a song. Anyways, that's that for this confession. Next confession. Oh, this is Caleb's confession. We kind of went. Caleb joined the voice chat like I want to say a few weeks ago, and we did give him advice on this. So I won't dwell too much on it. But hi everyone, Caleb here. Just probably other was in a call with Discord will know what it's about with context. How was talked yesterday. Context, I made a joke in bad taste with a group of friends on Discord. The owner makes part of the group, and after the call, 3 people, 4 including her, complained of me to one of the administrators of the server. I talked with and apologized, and he said the problem wasn't with him, was with all on call. Explained the issue. I was forcing nonsense talk, cutting everyone to talk to the owner. On the next day, I talked with her and explained all. She was very calm and topic dies. But one thing was bothering me, the fact that she doesn't search me personally to resolve it. I know that she doesn't have the obligation to do it, but how her assistant tells me, she and other people complain to me. I felt betrayed because I was in a friend group. I felt welcome with people, understand me and my humor, but I think now that I abuse of them hospitality, I talked with her again, and some hints about her organization keep a routine, and enjoyed it to tell her that it bothered me. Again, she was very comprehensive, but I felt that and I canceled my feelings when I think it was just a freshness on my part. Now thinking about very much and what she said to her admin, what thinking about me, she felt the incident now and I tell her what I felt. She is an amazing and good person and I want very much to meet her personally, but now thinking on it leave me nervous. I imagine all the scenarios negatively. I want to be angry with her and keep hurt even though it's over, but at the same time, I want to forgive because I know I keep hurt don't help. A statistic, I just want to learn how to make friends at 8-year-old will make recall friends that I have today at 12. Wait, you're 12? Are you 12, Caleb? I don't know if I misread that. I know English is not your first language. Being cool is important to me. I'm human too. I would like to know. I remember that you talked about this. Oh, you're 19. Oh, okay. I read that wrong then. Anyways, I remember that you talked about this on voice chat. But I will say that I think you're kind of beating yourself too much about it because a lot of time has already passed since this. And you brought it up on several occasions. So I do think ultimately, like, you're just like ruminating in your own emotions rather than like being like, okay, I'm having these emotions, what can I do going forward? So I think it's very important for you to like have a game plan of asking yourself why you're still feeling this way and then what to do going forward. You already apologized to them, they already talked to you, and you already are not repeating that. So again, you already did the hardest part. Now the second phase is in order where you have to actually like move on and do better. So like I said, I already talked to you on the voice chat the other day. So there's an update only. Oh, I see. I confess after hearing that I want to hear you sing an entire song. I'm not very good at singing. I guess those are better. Oh, you guys can hear the cookie? Is that it? I was hoping for this. I vaguely remember this. I feel like maybe someone in that was in the voice chat that day can also provide advice. But honestly, what I said before might apply. I got 60 points on Duolingo in English proficiency. Nice! Honestly, I think you do very good that you put yourself out there. But yeah, anyways, back on this, and I'll end it. I'll end this confession with this advice. Like, I think that you're mostly ruminating, and I think you need to try to force yourself to go forward. I know it's very easy to fall in that mindset where things keep replaying in your head, but that can really turn into torture towards yourself. So I think it's important to make a game plan on how you're gonna move forward from this. You're good at singing, thank you. I have a lot to improve on though. The beautiful cookie. I'm not really good at singing straight up lies. I wish I could be better though. So I read this with more facility and I got a bit of what you said. Yay! Always comforts me. I love the cookie. I vote my next Kofi is you singing at least a verse of a chorus of your choice. Oh god, you mean like for the monthly perk? Quick aside, guys, I might fall asleep at some point, but I also want to threaten UB. I saved the confession about you being beautiful, and I will repeat it and drop. Oh no! You're beautiful, and I won't stop saying it until the echoes of my words are louder than your own self-hatred. That's very kind, Rose. But I hope you do that same kind of effort towards yourself also. Hi, I'm Lucky Suki. How are you? For real, you're a good singer. You may not be the best in the world, but you're really good. Thank you. I wanna, like, I know, remember, I'm the daughter of a music teacher, so I kind of know what I need to improve on. I can hear things about my own singing that I'm like, fuck, I need to work on that. So yeah, why would I do that to myself? That's why you have the sticky notes. I don't know how to explain what I'm feeling now. Hiya. How are you, love? I'm good. I'm doing the confession stream, reading the confessions and giving advice. I really needed to know another point of view. Okay, next confession. Okay, this was the one that I was like, okay, I think this person spaced it out so that it didn't feel like a humongous paragraph. But otherwise, I feel like they're pretty good at writing. Sippy, because this one's a doozy. And this one's the last one that I read before the stream. The rest of them I haven't read yet. And the rest of them, I'm just going into them raw. So I'm going to unshare my screen to read them and then approach them. But anyways. Nothing wrong with a humongous paragraph, but I think this person separated it on purpose. That's all I'm saying. Wait, catching up with chat real fast. It's in your blood. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, man. Like I said before, I think you're spiraling over this and it doesn't hold you anymore. You're not a bad person just because you made one joke people feel in a bad taste. Forgive yourself more than anything. At this point, you just left the emotions in it. It's all over now. Exactly. Any crazy ones yet? No, not crazy. They're all kind of serious and things that we unpack together. So far. Is this you? It's not me. Well written. The confessions are so well. I said I didn't get to send anything for this confession stream. I didn't have time. So rip. The confessions are so well written that it would be obvious if I wrote one. Anyways, reading. I would have liked to send something, but I didn't get to, so yeah. Anyways. I don't feel genuinely connected to anyone. I have friends. I love them dearly. I've met people in this community who mean more to me than I think I could ever properly explain. I talk to people regularly. I see my family often. So it isn't that I'm completely isolated or that I never try to be around real people. But even then, I don't feel known. I feel like people care about me, but mostly through the version of me they understand. The useful version, the funny version, the strong version, the comforting version. The version that have already decided the version that they have decided I already am. And I don't think most people mean harm by that. I think everyone does this to some degree. We all simplify each other in our heads because fully knowing another person is complicated. But lately, I feel like the person I am becoming does not match the version of me that other people are attached to. I don't like admitting this because I usually try to act tougher than I am. But more than anything, I want to be loved. I want to be loved in a way that feels like being seen, not just appreciated. I just want to notice the parts of me I don't know how to explain. I want someone to care enough to ask and stay long enough to understand the answer. I think I have a strange relationship with love. Love means something very specific to me, and sometimes I wonder if the way I need to be loved is too hard to find, or too difficult for other people to understand. I don't want to sound like I think I'm better than anyone, because I don't. That's not what it is. It's not that I think I'm smarter or deeper or above people. It's more that I feel like I'm growing in a direction that makes me harder to reach. When I'm around people I've known for a long time, sometimes it feels like we're standing in the same room but living in completely different worlds. And it hurts because I finally feel like I've become a version of myself that can accept love. I finally feel ready to give love more honestly, more deeply, more fully, but I still feel alone. I don't like admitting that sometimes all I want is to be held. I want to be treated gently. I want to feel human instead of feeling like an alien watching everyone else, understanding something that I was never taught. I know people care about me. I know I'm not technically alone, but there's a difference between being cared about and being known. And I think that's the part that hurts the most. I don't want to be liked. I want to be understood. I don't want to be needed. I want to be chosen. I don't want to feel. I don't want. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. I've been reading too many things and it's starting to. Yeah. I don't just want people to love the version of me that is easy for them to recognize. I want to believe someone could love the person I actually am. Okay, a few things to unpack here, but I'm gonna catch up with Treya. Actually, I was gonna send a confession about me sleeping. Blah, 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 blah. I said it on Ko-fi, and I'm probably gonna rewrite it, short story, and send it directly. I don't wanna see this! Oh god, I feel. Actually, this sounds very similar to what you were saying, Rose. I like low key, I was like, is this Rose? But no, but Rose put like you put your name. I low key a lot of times when I'm opening up, I'm hoping for a specific phrase, but I'm too scared to directly ask for it, so nobody said those words. Yes, still holding out for hope though. Shakespeare is still alive. So okay, I think you, for the person who wrote this, I think you recognize that people care about you because you said it here. That being said, I don't want you to misunderstand that just because. Like, I want you to acknowledge that sometimes people do genuinely care, but they're just used to not accessing deeper parts of other people. Some people love differently, some people care differently, but that doesn't mean that they don't feel deeply for you. It just means that they love in a version of love that is not the same as you, but that doesn't negate their feelings. That also doesn't negate your own loneliness. Also, and this is something that I can kind of attest to, people will only know what you've shown to them. This is something I personally struggled with as a content creator. Like, sometimes I felt like, even in this community, I felt like people had an idea of me that was like so far from who I actually am. Like, it would actually bother me at the beginning. Not so much now, but it would bother me when someone thought I was like a hyper extrovert 24/7, because no, I'm not. I'm actually very quiet most of the time. I enjoy my being at peace, reading a book and listening to calm music. And I think people thought that I was silly brain rot girl 24/7, and that would genuinely bother me in the past. Now it doesn't, because of course people are gonna think that about me if that's the only part of me that they've seen on the internet. They don't know me. And the more access I give to different parts of myself, then the more they'll get to know me. But you have to give them access to that for them to actually know that about you. So show parts of yourself and see how they respond. Sometimes they won't respond well. Sometimes they won't be receptive to a more vulnerable part of you. Sometimes they'll see the silly side of you and they won't like it, etc., etc. That reaction is going to tell you a lot about what kind of friendship they have with you. If you want to keep that friendship, or what role that friendship is fulfilling in your life. I don't think that every friendship has to fill in every void that we have. I've said this on other streams. Sometimes friendships are for calling someone at 2 a.m. and venting to them. Other times, a friend is for playing video games. Other times, it's for exercising together or going to an appointment together. Like, different friends will fill different roles, and that's okay. That doesn't require a villain. It's those friends that fill many of those roles that are the friends worth keeping the most. So I think that's something very important to keep in mind, that I think you kind of know this in a way. They're not villains for not being a super deep person. They're not villains for not being silly 24/7. They're not villains for not filling every specific role. They're just as human as you are. And perhaps they're also feeling those same feelings of loneliness than you are. But it's just that we all fill our voids differently. Some people feel accomplished being more vulnerable. Others feel more accomplished being silly. It depends. And some of us have a mix of everything. Okay, the other part that I wanted to touch on is, what does being loved mean to you? I think, yeah, you said it here, like, love means something very specific to you. But I think it's important to kind of define that for yourself. Is your version of love realistic? Is it too perfect? Or is it something that you just haven't come across with the people around you? Because I think sometimes we idealize love a lot, and I don't think that's healthy, because of course we're setting ourselves up for failure. But define what your version of love is and how realistic it is, and what gaps are you missing with the love you are receiving now are. And also something I really want to say is that the same way that different friends for you will fill different roles and different gaps that you have, the same can be said vice versa. Like, you've said it here, that there's different versions of yourself that these friends and people in your life like. But those same roles can be very suffocating. And sometimes we accidentally do this to other people. Like, I don't think that's something they do on purpose. I don't think one of them is like, oh, I come to you because you're my funny friend, or I come to you because you're my strong friend, or my comforting friend, or my useful friend. I think people accidentally leave people in just a little, like, a very limiting role. And it's not on purpose. But roles can be very suffocating, and growth is very lonely. And this is something I can attest to. My growth journey has been non-linear and extremely lonely, and I get very sad about it sometimes. Sometimes it feels like I'm growing and nothing is happening. No one is here to comfort me through this. But that doesn't mean it's not happening. So I think you are in a moment in your life where you are growing and you are realizing that. But sometimes that growth can separate you from the people that you were once attached to. That doesn't mean that they're villains. That doesn't mean that you have to cut them off of your life. That doesn't mean you're going to be separated. Sometimes it does. But it does mean that that new version of you is looking for the people that also fit that role in your life. So I hope that makes sense. Also, one thing that I want to keep in mind is that sometimes you can accidentally stop giving people the chance to know you because you've doomed yourself into loneliness. I think sometimes we're like, oh man, I'm so lonely. No one's gonna understand me. And we end up not letting people have access to ourselves. So on that note, don't turn your loneliness into a prophecy. Loneliness too can pass. So again, loneliness feels eternal when we feel it. Humans are social creatures, but it doesn't mean you're doomed. And I know the path to that companionship can feel very lonely, but you're not doomed. You just got to put yourself out there enough for people to know that version of you that you've become. And okay, the other thing is, okay, on the note of having friends that fill different roles, that's great, that's dandy. Like I said, some friends are for playing video games, some are for like getting into the deep stuff with, and some people will fill all of those roles, and that's great. It's just important to find relationships where you don't have to perform. If you feel like you're performing in every relationship you have, that's also kind of on you. You need to stop performing for them to really see who you truly are, and for you to really make that assessment that, like, people only care about you through the version of you that they see. Yeah, because that's the only version that you've allowed them to see. So allow yourself to not be that version sometimes. I know it's easier said than done, but you're also dooming yourself into these roles. So, anyways, loneliness is information that you're acknowledging about yourself. You're acknowledging that your current relationships may not be enough, and that you're asking for more. The journey there is very lonely, but you're not doomed. So yeah, that's my advice there. Anyways, reading chat. Okay, fuck, I have to scroll up. Wait, I already read this. LMOE, I always claim my confessions. Damn, bro, I've been having this combo with myself recently. Is bro hearing my car combos with myself? I'm lost out of words in this one. I thought you were. I have a feeling on who this is, but I'm choosing to keep it to myself. Some people have their own type of relationship to the world, inner world self and others, even if it's in the same room, gooning together. Friends fill holes? That's not what I meant. I didn't write anything. Sure you didn't, Manny. Damn, this stream felt targeted. The coincidence that I've experienced in this community and with you, I hope that this has served for all of you guys to remind yourselves that we're all human here. Because I think a lot of yourselves are seeing other people's confessions and being like, damn, is bro reading my mind? I think this is proof that we're not as lonely as we think we are. We just haven't accessed other people enough or allowed other people to access us. Food for thought. My growth journey really feels like a cosine graph. Yo. Reedy tit. I think we got more similar struggles than we think. Yep, exactly. Everyone here is mentally ill. Are we? And then there's B, who's also physically ill. Rip. Asylum, Beehive Asylum. These confessions have addressed things that I want to say better than what I've tried to. I hope that some of you guys don't need to do this all in one go, because I know we're unpacking a lot of emotions here. But you can always come back to the stream, or you can always see the VOD later. But I don't know. I hope that this is helping people understand things about themselves that they've never addressed. I actually didn't send anything. I wouldn't know what to confess that I haven't told you already. That's okay, honestly. But I'm just saying that if you were to confess something, I wouldn't call you out if I suspected it was you. Okay. B, what did I do? What did I do? Wait, let me fix my tits. Okay. Told us, or told B, Manny boy. Told me, yeah. Anyways, that's what I have to, what more than anything, the thought that you guys make me, that thought makes me love you guys more. You guys mean the world to me. I can't express it enough to you guys. No, actually, I'm answering Rose, damn. Anyways, I think we all feel very lonely, especially in this day and age. And again, we can unpack all the capitalistic reasons as to that, why that is, but, I think we are all experiencing a lot of these same emotions. And being here in this community is letting us know that we're not alone in these emotions, and that perhaps that genuineness that we're seeking out with other people is something that we can find here. Puta! Sorry, I'm in a serious moment. Anyways, honestly, IDK, how I always have something to say. I like throwing something in every confession stream. It's like a tradition, maybe just an excuse to dig deep and check in with myself. I think for a lot of people, it's the same way. And I think even for myself, sometimes I read confessions and I'm like, damn, like this is something that maybe I should also apply to myself, and I never thought about it that way. So yeah, serious nunca. I'm gonna go hide now. The hateful chicken is here, therefore he bans me again. No, that's not what the hateful chicken does. Okay, wait, I'm gonna have to unshare screen now because going forward, these confessions I haven't read yet. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna read this, but this is kind of wild, and honestly, I have strong opinions about this. When I was 17, I used to do Krav Maga. My dumbass flirted with the instructor, who I humbly have to say was a baddie, and somehow that went well to the point where we started to get to know each other on a personal level. Or I admit that we did more than we should have, but not physically. Now maybe that doesn't sound too bad. It is really bad. It's the shocking detail. She was 4 to 5 years older than me, finishing a bachelor's. What was a grown-ass woman doing? Yeah, exactly. Like, kid me was rocking it and having the time of his life, and now me, 8 years later, I'm like, damn, what was she thinking? Anyways, this doesn't last long, and fellas, if you're in a similar age bracket, don't flirt with someone that's much older than you. I did not know better. No, honestly, if someone's an adult and someone of that age bracket is flirting with them, like, be the fucking adult. They're a kid. What the hell? You're a victim, bro. This is crazy, but I think a lot of people... Krav Maga is a type of martial art. But no, that's actually insane. And I think especially for men who are victims of, like, P-words, from my understanding, this didn't go too far, but still, that doesn't take away... Yeah, you are a victim, bro. You are a victim. Here's the thing. At least you realize that was fucked up, but a lot of people in that same situation grow up, and then they're the instructor. There's actual statistics about this, especially with men. Again, the statistics differ between men and women. That's why I say that. That men who were victimized by adults when they were children become perpetrators more often. And it's because they have a distorted sense of what appropriate relationships are. And there's actual statistics on this. I'm not saying everyone who is a perpetrator is a victim or vice versa. That is not what I'm saying. But I am saying that this has legitimate real world harm, and we shouldn't joke around about it just because it's a male victim. So, yeah. Victims tend to become abusers, unfortunately. Hurt people. I can't. Not all tests are back yet, man, boy. You gave me 3 STDs. Whoa, what? Anyways, next confession. Okay, I can read this one. I hate when people are so performative when it comes to condemning someone they don't like on social media. But when it comes to their friend or popular creative being condemned by someone else, they either defend them or say something. I've talked about this incessantly, especially with the cosplay community. Most people don't, and this doesn't just apply to like cancel culture, it applies to many things, but most people don't arrive to their own conclusions. They just engage in they just say whatever everyone else is saying. They don't think critically. They don't have media literacy. They don't feel passionate about anything. And I think, again, there's a lot of factors as to why that is, and I don't want to go into that rabbit hole now. But I really do hate that people are just condemning people just to, like, virtue signal and be like, see, I'm such a good person because I'm talking about this topic. But they don't actually care about it. I really hate that. And then when it's like someone that they actually know, they're very dismissive about it, and that really does piss me off. I talked about this a little bit on my stories and also on stream, but I had someone who was a friend defend I could not forgive that person. I unfriended them instantly. I said a lot of things to them directly because I was like, no. I need this person to know directly why I cannot be their friend anymore. But yeah, some people are just performative. They don't really care about anything, and it does piss me off. And I don't want to get angry because this topic actually makes me pissed. Don't worry about the STDs. You missed that message that, oh, it was a reply. Oh yeah, that shit's stupid as fuck. Every so often I fall into drama rabbit holes, and I have to dig myself out of it because it's also toxic and performative. Yeah, that's why I don't engage with, like, a lot of the cosplay community stuff. Like, there's a lot of people in the community who legitimately love talking shit about me, and I'm like, who cares? Who cares about what X or Y person has to say about me? I don't care. I'm not gonna be posting a story like, guys, at this person said this about me, so like fuck them, because that's just gonna breed more drama, and then just like perpetuating that culture in the cosplay community. So fuck that, honestly. Hey, Manny Boy and me, we love talking shit about you. See, I even applied the Manny Boy voice to you. I love talking shit about you to your face. Next confession. Next confession. Ignored. You guys got ignored. You guys got ignored. Okay. Okay, I can read this one. Peace of mind. I thought getting a break from socially interacting with people IRL will put my mental state back at ease, but no. Being alone again with my own thoughts seems to be more dangerous for me. I kept worrying about things and found myself back at wanting to end it all. I wanted to try to go to a trip to treat myself, but the weather doesn't seem to favor me since the month started. So I don't really get the chance to go out for a visit or a friend. Whether at work or at home, I can't get rid of this discomfort, wherever the place I end up with. So I would like to ask how I will be able to shrug off this kind of mindset and make a better situation for myself, to be able to get a grip on my sanity for the long term possible. So I think this relates back to a lot of other confessions that I talked about, especially one of the first ones. I think the problem is that you're approaching healing as something that, like, okay, if I go outside, I'm going to feel better. Or if I hang out with my friends, I'm going to feel better. But two things. You're relying on external factors. And second of all, you're expecting, like, one anchor to heal you. That's why I said it at the beginning, it's very important to have several anchors that help you. Like this community or going outside and having friends. But the second thing, you need to work with yourself and those feelings within you for anything to help. Even if you go to therapy, it's not going to help unless you don't work through your own stuff and you want to work through them. And like I said at the beginning, that doesn't come from feeling like, oh yeah, I love myself so much, I'm gonna be better. That's usually not the feeling. Usually it comes from a place of self-hatred. Sometimes it comes from a place of depression. It comes from so many negative places. But it's there. And in order to grow and to heal, you have to take that first step no matter where it's coming from. But once you get there and once you get that ball rolling, that's when you start being like, okay, this is from a place of self-hatred. How can I transfer that into being from self-hatred to actually wanting to be better for myself? Again, it's a transition journey and it goes slowly, but it's not impossible. So healing is a process, not a checklist. Exactly. And also, like, on getting off of that mindset, like, it's something that you have to actively force your mind to not do. For example, even me, like I said this at the beginning of the stream, like, I don't treat my emotions as something that I am. Like I said, English treats emotions as something that you are. I am sad. I am happy. I am angry. Shit, you're so many things. Rather than that, we need to treat emotions as something that goes through you. I feel a sense of sadness going through me. I feel a sense of happiness going through me. Everything is fleeting and everything passes. We need to treat it as such. And I think we need to treat that loneliness and that sadness as something that is going through you. And yes, with depression, it's something that goes through you constantly. But it's not impossible to cease that and to feel another different kind of emotion go through you. So wait, reading tit. Fuck, my mouse is tweaking. Fuck, I got lost. I feel like a lot of people are also so occupied that they don't like to have time or energy to formulate their own thoughts. maybe they don't even realize they're being influenced. I agree. Because I feel like we're in a culture that hyper consumes so much that they don't realize that they're only consuming things passively and not actively. I mean, you did read it. Who is talking ish? What's their at? What? Not justifying the lack of interest to learn, of course. Yeah. I don't want to justify that, but also it is a consequence of the society. Society. So not very ignore. I'll be back in 10, no te preocupes. What you're talking about reminds me of this old meme where it was like what people think growth looks like with someone calmly meditating Indian style, what it actually looks like with someone freaking out for that pig. Yeah, no, exactly. Sharks with hemorrhoids. Anyways, no, like, on a serious note, wait, I kind of want to go back to one of the first things. Like I said, getting help because you love yourself is usually not the starting point. So, even though external anchors are good for you, for now, you still need to learn how to become one of those people that you stay for. Even if it's not people, like, even if it's nature. Like, there was a point where I was like, oh, I love insects, because every time I'm sad, I can go outside and look at a cute insect, and suddenly I'm better. But what if I go outside and there's no insects? What if it's raining? What if I don't have any electricity and I can't look up an insect online? Like, you know, I know that's kind of a silly comparison, but I think it applies for everything. Like, we have to have more than one anchor. And eventually that anchor needs to come from within. It's good. I'm not saying to isolate yourself. I'm not saying to not have other anchors, external anchors, but have many. And the one that must be fortified the most for a stable foundation is you. Because if you're relying on external factors, that becomes too fragile. Because what if it doesn't heal you the way you thought it did? It's only going to lead to disappointment, and you're going to end up feeling worse than what you did before. And the cycle repeats. So that's... Society is ruined! It's ruined! I said who was talking ish about... Oh! Yeah, honestly, a lot of people are, but I don't really care. I think it's kind of silly. Like, sometimes I'm like... Okay... I do want to say that when someone says something negative about me, I do listen to it because I'm like, wait, is this an opportunity for me to become better? Is this something that I actually need to address about myself? But usually that's not what they're doing. They're just saying like, oh my god, B is ugly. Oh my god, B thinks she's better than everyone. B is fat. B is actually a bad person. And they don't provide any reasons. They're just externalizing their insecurities. Some people get scared from spiders and B gets existential hope. Makes sense. Relying solely on external factors is bad, but they're very helpful when you need a little extra help. Exactly. Like, external factors, important to cultivate. But most importantly, cultivate yourself. So that's that confession. Next confession. Wait, I actually have a very good opinion on this. Also, Wait. Curtis? What was his name? Curtis O'Connor. Wait, Curtis? Furry? Yeah, it was Curtis Connor. He made a great video about furries, and I do recommend that you watch it. I thought he was going to be making fun of furries, but he actually made really good points about autism. But anyways, let me read this so I can apply that. I didn't know how to word this, but I'm thinking about buying a fursuit. Yet I feel half ashamed. Should I go for it? I feel like being a furry is such a weird topic because those who actually think they're animals ruin it for normies. Yeah, like Therians and stuff. Would it be considered cosplay? Yes, I do consider it cosplay, and also, there's nothing wrong with being a furry. As long as you're not hurting other people, as long as you're not being a fucking nuisance, buy the damn fursuit. If you can afford it, good for you, honestly. I think society has a tendency to shame hobbies that are predominantly done by autistic people. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there because I've seen at least most furries that I know they are high assistance needs autistic individuals. And a lot of normies see someone autistic and they call them cringe. And that really annoys me. That is actually ableism. I am gonna call it out for what it is. And I think this also happens with regular cosplay. I think cosplay has become a little bit more normalized, but even still, if someone doesn't fit a certain criteria for cosplaying, they get called cringe. And like I said, a lot of people who cosplay or are furries are either mentally ill or they're autistic or something along those lines. Not all of them. Not all of them. Some people just do it for the joy of it. And even autistic and mentally ill people do as well. But I really don't like this notion of making fun of people just because they're having fun. To be cringe is to be free. And honestly, cringe culture sucks because they're just... Honestly, I just think many people make fun of others because that's what the people around them are doing. But why are they getting so much enjoyment out of judgment? Especially when it's judging people for having joy. That just tells me that that person is not truly themselves and they're only performing for their friends. What a sad life that is. And I'm glad I'm not that way. I'm glad I have the balls to be cringe in public. So I hope you have the balls to be cringe in public too. It doesn't fucking matter. The concept of cringe is ever changing. What was cringe 10 years ago is not cringe today. So I say, once again, buy the damn fursuit. I'm not a furry myself, but I feel very passionate about this topic. Like I said, Curtis Connor's video is actually great on it. Is it this one? Oh, it's the furries and the ethics of cringe culture. I think he might have deleted the original one. I think he might have deleted the original one because he has erased a lot of his older videos, but his video unpacked it really well. Anyways. Reading Tet. Have you heard of ulterior motives? Wait, are you saying that in general, or is this like a piece of media? I cultivate. Hey, good night, Rafa. I hope you enjoyed this stream, and thank you for being here, and thank you for all your input. About what? Never got into furry hate. There are definitely weird people in the community. I feel like that applies for every community. There's always going to be weird people that misrepresent the community and are a very loud minority. But that applies to, it's like vegans. You know, a lot of vegans are cringe and annoying. And they make the vegan experience annoying for everyone who is vegan. And they make a very bad reputation for vegans, but it's just my lifestyle, man. Like, what can I tell you? The first time I heard about furries, people were saying that teachers were putting litter boxes under their desks for furry students to go to the bathroom. And see, a lot of those things are just exaggeration or even hoaxes. And if they do happen, like, those are like rare cases. I've met very few non-autistic furries that don't exist. Not that they don't exist, but it's definitely the stand. No, like literally most people that are furries that I've met are neurodivergent. And it does feel when people are making fun of furries, they're making fun of the things that make them autistic. Yeah, that's just ableism. The truth behind the litter box in public is... Wait, this was a thing? I don't know, I'm not informed on this. I do apologize. Oh! Wait, is it the everyone knows it, everyone knows what I'm talking about? That one? Is it that one? By the fursuit? I ain't got the motion for... Fursuits are expensive. Nanny, you're back! Good night, Caleb! I hope I can talk more about the things that way for you. I'm going. I hope so, too. By the way, do you really not want the wife short story? This Loki oh, share it. It's probably gonna be funny, but... That's my best. Somewhat. Everyone knows it. You got into... Yeah, that one's... Yeah, I've heard that song. And I know about the story. Okay, message that makes me want to kill myself? Okay. Wait, I have to read this one while not sharing the screen. This is going to be a hot take, but I hate working a retail job, and I prefer to work at a shop, and bear the heat instead of working indoors with AC. I feel like retail isn't for me, and I have done working on a random schedule. I don't like dealing with rush and annoying customers and employees and dealing with money. I would prefer working at a shop that I don't have to deal with all of that. And once I get that internship at an auto body teacher, I will never look back at retail. Honestly, I feel that so hard. I'm so glad I never have to work at retail again. I'm throwing that into a universe. You never know. Nunca diga que de ese río no beberás. But, sorry, that's a Spanish saying. I can't know if I won't work retail ever again, of course. Oh, Chocho. But I think a lot of guys here can relate to hating retail. I too hate it. So I hope that the job gods help you in finding a new job that isn't in retail. I know the economy is pretty shit. Oh, Chocho. The economy is pretty shit right now, and finding a job that is, you know, more suited to what you actually want to do is kind of hard. But I do hope that you get that very soon. Anyways, next confession. Okay. Wait, I'm reading this because... Okay, I can read this. I can read this. His name is Sancho. His name is Sancho. Okay, wait, reading chat. Are you sure? If you won't like it, then I can scrap it and come up with, no, you're good. I gotta scratch. Then scratch! That sounds like mine, but yeah, like I said, a lot of people can relate. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Low-key, I wouldn't mind retail if I didn't have to work. I wouldn't mind retail if it's something like a bookstore that doesn't have, like, rush hours like Sephora did. You know? The worst part, it doesn't pay enough. Yeah. 10 incline, hell yeah. Oh, you're at the gym? Hey, B, I got a bug in my eye at work today, and it really scared me, but I'm pretty resilient, so I made it seem like it didn't scare me for my coworkers. I'm pretty good at that. It did hurt, though. I looked for the eye wash station. At least your job has an eye wash station. I couldn't find it, so I had to get my own from under my eye. Oh, God. I stopped in to help the carousel ride. There were a lot of people, but it wasn't so bad since the temperature was very comfortable, so it was fine. There was also a wooden idol of the gallina puta. Check the Discord. I'll check it afterwards. I took a picture. I thought it looked very funny because his eyes looked like it had hate in his heart. It's actually gallina puta. Like, if you see statues of gallina puta, that's like literally Ivany. I also, when I was driving home, it started raining really heavily, and I felt really bad for Allison since she had to walk to the bus station, but it was actually the craziest rain we had all summer. I was hoping I could offer her a ride so she didn't have to sit at the bus stop. I thought maybe I'd have to see her while I was driving, but we had different routes. It's only been 40 minutes, so she's probably still in there. Oh no! I hope Allison is okay. Now I feel really bad for Allison. Hey, hello, DJ! Now you show up, Ivany. Now you show up. Now you show up. But I hope your eye is okay, bro. And I hope you're home safely now. And I also hope Allison's okay. Okay. Anyways. Next one. Okay, this one's more casual. We're just saying that que alguien vio una estatua de una gallina y pensó en ti, cabrón. Eso es todo, ya. Anyways, I'm wanting to get my friend a nice birthday gift, but he doesn't want me to spend more than $50 on them, and I want to get them a Star Wars helmet, and most of them are above $50. What should I try to get them? Legos, or does chat have any recommendations for me? I mean, if you genuinely want to get him, if he is the type of friend that deserves that over $50 Star Wars helmet, and you feel like they would appreciate it, why not? You know, I'm sorry. I'm that friend that people tell me, like, no, don't spend money on me. Don't get me a present. And I still do anyway. Fuck you. Like, that's my love language. Or a Lego set, if you do think they would But Lego sets are expensive, no? Someone's talking shit about me. My ear's ringing. That's like a Puerto Rican superstition. I know no one gets it. But yeah, someone's talking shit about me. Yeah, I do the same thing with B. Yeah, you do. Yeah. $50 gift card. Yeah, that's true. That way they could spend it on whatever. If you're not sure, do the $50 gift card. But if they deserve it, get the Star Wars helmet. Yeah, but Lego sets are fucking expensive. You don't like getting gifts? Or are you just not ready to accept that kindness? I love getting people gifts. Okay, this is not really anything. I've been watching old shows like Jonas, Big Time Rush, Victorious. Damn. I've never heard of Game Shakers. And Zoe 101. God damn, these are oldies but goodies. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Not gonna lie, there was a few years ago where I was rewatching some of the old stuff and it was really fun. Anyways, next one. Okay, also not that serious. These are like palate cleansers, so thank you for the people who sent them. I live near a Publix grocery store and they have the best bakery ever. Every week I get a key lime pie from them and I eat it in 2 days. God damn! Do take care of your health though, but that sounds nice. I love going to Publix when I'm in Florida. I love going to supermarkets in any other country that I'm in. It's really interesting to see the different offerings that people have. Here it's wherever your ears get hot. Oh, is it only in Appalachia or is that in general in the US? They'd accept it, but they don't like me spending more than that. Then just buy the Star Wars helmet. I encourage it. Tell them, yeah, just lie. By the way, how did the little go for the last time I sent you money? Oh, the pulse go for the... Okay. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Oh, sorry, Sancho. I forgot you don't like it when I say that. I'm sorry. That wasn't for you. That was for Rose. Sancho's fury is on your behalf. I got the characters. The pulls went great. But I was using the pulls I had saved. So I didn't spend money. So I used that money to go into my debt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. I feel really bad now. Yeah, Sancho got mad. Sancho's Rose right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad. That's fine, Shoddy. IDK, why you think I'd be upset about that? I don't know, just in case. So, he got really mad. He didn't like that. Anyways, next confession. Okay, next one. I'm super excited for when we get self-driving cars because I want to get a self-driving RV. Wait, that's so fucking cool. I've always wanted to go on an RV road trip in the US, but I'm gonna get dizzy. I get motion sickness. I can sleep in it, have a bathroom and kitchen, and it drives me across the country. It's gonna be awesome. That would be pretty cool. But I'm afraid I can't enjoy that. Did you buy the Farina? I haven't yet. I have the money. Because you said I might end up paying my debt. I feel guilty spending Wow, Duty Kadrian, give him to me. Thank you for the gift sub. Thank you. Anyways, like I said, I always feel guilty like using your guys' money for things I don't actually need. I wanted you to get him and you did. If you have left over, that means by all means put it towards your debt. Thank you. Same for the money I sent you this time too. If you got the pools saved, use those and do whatever. Yeah, that's why I grind so much in Genshin. That way I don't have to spend IRL money. I do get the battle pass in the welcome though. I talked about it on Ko-fi. IDK if you read it though. About the Farina? About the Farina? If it's the last thing you sent, I haven't gotten to see it yet. Okay. I have trouble falling asleep at night, so I created a ChatGPT conversation where I'm having a sleepover with several characters from my fave shows and some famous people, and it's actually really hilarious because ChatGPT will act out. And actually, this is very similar to reading fan fiction. I feel like you might benefit from reading fanfic. That's why a lot of my friends read fan fiction before falling asleep because it's just like scenarios. Anyways. I feel like this is a quote. Anyways. Wait, I have to read this one. It's a little long. Oh, God. Okay, I'm not gonna read this one out loud. Okay. I have a feeling of who this was. I don't understand why or how so many people don't understand that if you put the dollar sign before the number and not after, it's 50, not $50 sign. We learned this in kindergarten. How in the world does someone graduate high school without having corrected that by teachers? Look, we all received different levels of education. We all had access to different levels of education, so we do not shame people for that here. And I'm saying that as someone who works in the education field myself. That's why I never shame people for not reading or for not... I've met people who are in their 20s who don't know how to multiply. I didn't shame them. I don't know what education they had access to. That to me is sad, usually. So I know you said this as a joke, and I'm reading into it too. Sorry. I was reading too deeply into it. Okay. No, you're right. The dollar sign goes first. Damn it. Anyways, that's the last confession. Yay! We did it, guys. Woohoo! Yeah, last night. I'll read it, Manny. I promise. Also, completely off topic. I apologize. I told my mom about streaming and bro. She said she wanted to be there. So my mom like, wait, that's cute. Aww. That's cute, though. My Saturday was good. A little painful, but good. How about you? I recommend to watch ASMR to sleep. I used to do that. Damn, it was that bad. Yeah, it was weird. Oh! Enjoy Ghost. I hope you have fun tomorrow. It's a regional thing. I think... Will you? What? Now I feel embarrassed for not double checking my spelling when I said when I said something on chat and made no sense. No worry, I don't judge. Euros or something, go after the number. Oh, water break. I've actually been drinking a lot of water today. I always found it intriguing how friends of mine talk perfect grammar, but when they write / type, it's choppy and improper. When I'm texting, grammar not in sight. If I'm even texting at all, I usually send voice messages. That being said, when I write something on Ko-fi, for example, I really check over it several times. But sometimes I still have grammar mistakes in them. I sleep all day. Nice. Talk with proper grammar. Anyways. Well, Alan, whoever, thank you for following. Anyways, guys, does anyone have any final thoughts before we end the stream? How can I eat cheese without pooping too much? Sir, you might be lactose intolerant, so lactate or just like don't eat cheese. Anyways, final thoughts. I look kind of not good. I share a confession. Guys, I have another confession to make. I made a confession. You fools! You idiots! You fools! I did send a confession. It might have been something silly. I don't know. But I did. Idiot! Fools! Ooh, cho-cho. Idiot! Fools! Ha ha! My brain synapses are too quick and my mouth can keep up. That's how I feel about my philosophical crises. I forgot. Wait, okay, I know what it is. Better. It's the lighting that made me look so crap, even though I kind of do look crap right now. Yeah, that was all the confessions. It's not a wig. It's just my hair looks like shit. I hate this length so much. I can't wait for it to be down here. You know? You sent a confession? No? It's ruined! You lied. I'm not gonna forgive you for this. It's ruined, you guys! Banned and unfollowed. Yeah, wait, you lied to us. You said you didn't send a confession. Trust broken. Irreparable. I knew it. She sent the first one. I'm not gonna say which one I sent. I'm not gonna say. I can't handle this right now. But yeah, I did send a confession. You guys can take a guess, but I won't reveal. Anyways, let me do bonita time to myself and to you guys. I've been obsessed with this lipstick. I've been wearing it all week. And I think I'm becoming one of those people that has like one signature color. I know literally no one cares. But I've always thought that people that have like a signature perfume or a signature lipstick are so cheap. Like that's so posh. That's so sexy and elegant. I like that. Ah, bonita time for you guys. Put your chin on my hand and do. Do you feel bonita? Wonderful, because you look bonita. Okay, wait, reading chat one more time. I'm gonna throw everything you just told me. No! No! It's ruined! You ruined it, B! Summer buzz cut when? I already did it low-key last year. I mean, red pink has always been your color. It's just this specific red. I think this is my red. I don't wear it like very, because it's pretty pigmented. I wear it kind of sheared out, but it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And also it's very expensive. I think this is my second most expensive. Sorry, no one cares about this, but I low-key love collecting lipsticks. And I have a $100 lipstick that was gifted to me. It was like $120. It was a Christian Louboutin lipstick. I never use it. I only have it for display purposes, and someone gave it to me as a gift. But this one, I did buy with my own money. And it was $80. No lipstick is worth $80. I just think it's an elegant thing. It's like a thing I do once in a while. And I gave this to myself as a graduation gift. I admit it. I know. That's kind of capricho, low-key. But like I said, it's Hermes. It's Hermes. Like the Birkin bag, it's Hermes, guys. It's the only Hermes I could ever afford. I just love makeup. I really do love makeup. It's like a passion for me. Cute pride. Oh, fuck. I can't say that. Sorry. I'm sorry. Don't get mad. Okay. Do we get a prize if we guess which one? No. I didn't send anything. Shit, man. I think mine was the one that got skipped. There's a few that I skipped. I'm sorry. I thought you were too busy taking notes on other confessions to submit your own confession. Yeah, I was. When are you gonna do this again? I try to do this once a month. So probably next month. Yeah, B, you ruined our trust with lies and dishonesty. It's ruined! Sounds like Gollum talking about Rabbit being ruined. You ruins it! Fuck, you ruins it. I can't do that voice. Fuck you mean I care. 82, damn, I'm surprised you bought it in the first place. It was a few years ago, but it's refillable, so it's eco-friendly. So once I run out of this, I can just like, how do I? Yeah, exactly. You can just take this out, you keep the case, and you put the new one in there. So it's eco-friendly. Guys, look. Magnets. Sorry. Is it because lipstick is kind of made of insects? Some are. Some have beeswax, others have carmine, others have shellac and whatnot. Most are. Some aren't. Actually, most days, most lipsticks are not using carmine. Most are using beeswax, though. I'm leaving very soon. What the fuck? I put my phone in my pocket and almost blocked someone. You know, sometimes when I'm taking a shower, my phone, like, gets wet and it does, like, a whole bunch of things. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm really afraid that I might accidentally call someone on FaceTime. It's like an intrusive thought. Tell your husband. I'm not married to John Pork. Leon Kennedy cosplay drop. Eventually. V's leaving us after he told me I could trust him. Just like, but stop! Yes, ants can smell. Their antennae are amazing. Anyways, you know, I'm gonna make a hypothesis on why you do that. So hear me out and let me know if I'm off base. But do you send anonymous message that way when we get advice it's coming from a more objective place? Because a lot of the time when you talk down on yourself, we're quick to try to placate you and idolize you. So in a way, you're getting more realistic take from us by not telling us which one is yours. And that way, you get the honest take and don't have to delve into the entire stream into your own problem. I would say it's more so because, okay, there's more than one reason. One, if I talk about something pertaining to myself, it helps me get the ball rolling on like being vulnerable while still offering advice. It offers me a space to give myself advice and be like, damn, B, yeah, apply it to yourself the same way that you're giving everyone advice right now. How about you follow your own advice, bitch? Yeah, it's kind of that. And also, in a way, yeah, like, I feel like I am sometimes a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm not trying to invalidate anyone's positive emotions towards me, but sometimes I am uncomfortable when people think too highly of me. Because, like I said, I'm just as human as everyone else. So, just as a reminder, one of those confessions is mine. I'm not perfect, and I'm still healing. And I got a lot of work to do. But, yeah. Like, partially it is that. But mostly it's because I need to do better. And I need to apply. And I need to listen to my own advice, you know? I put my phone in my pocket and sent someone $200? That would suck. Eventually, let's go. Be Kennedy before GTA 6. I always have my phone in the shower. Hell, I used to call people in the shower and I'd be like, hey, what's up? I'm in the shower. I send people voice messages in the shower all the time and they can hear the... The last time I was in... Well, the penultimate time I was in voice chat, I got in the shower and I wasn't talking. But you guys could hear the water, I think. Do you actually stay in a dark room? Sometimes. I regularly answer phone calls on the toilet. Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that because, like, I need to concentrate. Follow your own advice, bitch. Thank you. Wait, do you want me to think less of you? I can adjust a slider, but I feel like I'd forget too much and you're a person too. No, I'm not telling people to think less of me. I'm just telling people to remember that I'm not greater than anyone here. And that if you think so highly of me, I think you should also apply that to yourselves. Like, whatever positive emotion you have about me, also apply it to yourself and to other people. I'm not better than anyone. I'm not worse than anyone. I'm just as human as everyone here. Does that make sense? I put my phone in my pocket and you were... We thought you were washing one dish for 20 minutes. I remember. I couldn't hear what you guys were saying. I just knew you guys were talking. By the way, B, I see a screenshot of the fringe. Okay, I can't wait. Yes, that's what I'm asking, Ho. I'm asking if you feel like I do that to you. No, I don't feel uncomfortable with what you do. I just hope you remember that I'm just as human and I'm not better. Like, okay. I don't want people to put me on a pedestal that's so hard to reach that I don't get to experience genuine connection with them. Make sense? Sancho wants attention. I'm gonna end the stream now. It's okay. Don't get mad. Proceeds to get mad. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I lied when I said I used to call people in the shower. It's ruined! Sancho does want to say something. Good night, Loggy Legs. Thank you for being here. Sancho Loco. And stream screen? I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna do it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here in today's stream. I hope all of my advice came across the way I intended it to. I hope that if you needed to hear any of this, that it genuinely helps you in your healing journey. Thank you for being a part of this community. Whether you participated in sending something, deliberating in the chat, or just lurking, I'm very grateful for you being here nonetheless. I really value and cherish this community, and this is the thing that I'm proudest of in my entire life. So thank you for being a part of that. I love you guys so much. Let me catch up with chat one last time. Darn, late to the party. I'm sorry, Eye of Evil. What have you said? Get mad. Sancho, get mad. Okay, he also gets mad. The reverse psychology doesn't work. Stay hydrated and stay safe. Wait. Bye, Lenny. Thank you for being here. I'm going to be here tomorrow as well. Yay. Don't worry, I could never put you on a pedestal. I just think about you kicking and screaming and crying with snot down your face while you're in bed, and that brings you back down. Yeah, I do that more often than what I would like to admit. All right, then have a good evening. You too, Marius. Check picture of wooden idol when you can. I knew that was you because of the hate in Ivanese heart comment. Thanks for the B stream. Thank you for being here, Illuminate. I'll check out your commission very soon. I'm very excited. In photography, I'll respond to it. Como? I feel like for me, these streams are where I can be the most help for this community, and it's a healing thing for me as well. Yeah, I feel like it's the same for me. It's a healing thing for me, but it's also my favorite to just engage in general. He is an actor, growl on command. Anyways, night, love you, Shoddy and Shodettes. Love you too, Rose, and thank you for being here, and thank you for your very vulnerable and meaningful messages. I really do appreciate them. He should be in films. My arms hurt. Estírate! I think this is a good place for me. You will always belong here. Yes. And I'm glad that you're here, Phantom. You're a very important part of this community. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for being in today's stream. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. ASG, baby! Woo! Just thanks for being more vulnerable with us. You're getting better at it, Rose. Exactly. Rose, read that! Mufflin! Good night, Rivanki's been trying to embrace my silly side lately. You're good at it. I like your humor. Good night, Illuminate. Good night, Page Balance. Anyways, guys, I love you. Guys, look at what I did. Look what I'm gonna do from now on. Bye!